we begin by doing the full old person thing where I have to wiggle the mouse to find out where the mouse is. So yeah, we don't around here, around these parts, we don't generally have to ban people.
I should get on there and test.
The raccoon gets banned at the end of every stream because he says, hit me with the hammer, and then he gets banned for YouTube expresses your ban time in seconds. So he gets banned for 86,000 seconds, which is, I don't know, it's like 24 hours or something. It's not a long time, but you can ban people for 1 million seconds, which is like 11 days or 13 days or whatever it is. Yeah, I don't know if you can perfectly ban. Hopefully, no, it is not. It is not the blind guy this time. The blind guy is still. I don't know what he's up to. Usually he's here every other week. He's up to something. A phrase that you've not oft heard in the streams, but a phrase that I've oft heard is my buddy Wes. So the blind guy often talks about his buddy Wes, and his buddy Wes. I don't know Wes well enough to put his laundry on the internet, so I'm not gonna. Wes travels, and Wes has 5 dogs. So the blind guy goes and watches Wes's dogs often. So that is often, if he's often not here for that reason. He's off watching dogs, and he's not a big dog guy, so that should be fun. But it is but apparently they went to grade school together. So the blind guy and I we never shared a day of school in common. We never went to the same school for even a day. He lived just down the street, and we all met through this bizarre intertwining mess of acquaintances, and some of us stuck together and have been together now for 30 years, and some of us haven't. I've mentioned it before, we'll start again. How can a blind man watch dogs? Ooh, that sounds like one of those, what is the sound of one hand clapping? That sounds deeply philosophical. Of the people I went to high school with, graduating class of 99 people, the only person he plays it by ear. That's pretty good. Out of those 99 people, I see one of them. The one that I married, she's in the house. But of those 99, and why do we park on driveways and drive on parkways? These are the questions. How does a blind man watch dogs? We can add that to the questions. Discovered how freaking long it takes to cut Type 12 canyon trails. Yeah, you're going to be at that a while. That is the ballad of 400 cuts. So if you do the shoulder cut on all of the tires, if you were doing the 2.2s, to do a set of 4 is 1,000 cuts. I know because I counted it. So if he's doing 12 canyon trails, 3 sets, he's got to do 3,000 cuts with those same set of flush cutters, 3,000 cuts. You'll start to really feel it down the forearm by the 3,000th cut.
I did that with a grinder in the trail grappers. Grinding out the inside.
Just grinding out the insides. Yeah, it's good times. Good times had by all. How's everybody doing? I'm doing fantastic. I don't know about anybody else. I hope you're all doing fantastic as well. We're having a day. I came out with the intention of doing this and the intention of doing that, and then I just got distracted thoroughly and just kind of rambled around and ended up where I ended up. And I had mentioned before, he's doing 2.2s. Yeah, 3,000 cuts. That is the ballad of 3,000 cuts. You're going to have a big bag of forbidden chocolate chips by the time you're done with that. So my goal for today was choose your own adventure, but I think we're going to pop choose your own adventure back a week or two, maybe after Proline. We'll see. I don't know, because this is the 26th. So no, there'll be 2. There'll be one in the middle, and then there'll be the one the day of that I'm going to Proline. That one we're going to take it light and easy and breezy, because I might leave early because I'm going to be going up to 15 on a Friday.
It's next week.
Proline? It's the week after. October 9th, 10th, 8th, 9th, 10th, and 11th.
Why did I think it was next week?
I almost thought it was next week as well, but I regularly forget what day it is. In the spirit of the crappy Vanquish release, could you teach of those of us who might not know why you would do a mullet build as opposed to all portals or all straight axles? It's a fantastic question. There's absolutely no reason at all. There's no fundamental justification. No, the reason is because with a straight axle in the front and a portal axle in the rear, you have a number of things happening. One, you're beginning with a ton of underdrive and you're trying to take some of that away. That underdrive in the rear, you know what I need? I need something to do with my hands. So, we'll grab the one that makes the internet fanboys angry. If we're going to grab one. The number of comments that I have gotten expressing their dissatisfaction with my usage of two meshing pinion gears right there to reverse the gear direction. And it is lovely. It's lovely. It's fantastic, and I love it. Because there's one singular reason that there are two meshing pinion gears right there, and it's because you can't flip the gears inside an F10 portal. It's the whole reason that the Vanquish Mullet is idiotic. So do I find that my approach to the Mullet is less idiotic? Yes. Yes, I do. Because, again, as I pointed out, look where my drive shaft is. Yeah, I'm going to put that into some rocks, right? That thing's in danger. Anyway, he had asked about the advantages and disadvantages. Okay, advantage number one, advantage primary, is that with a straight axle in the front, your CG in the nose is lower. Your CG in the rear is inarguably higher. That's fine. Because a higher CG in the rear is not going to impact you negatively to the same degree that the lower CG in the front is. So what it's operating from is, with the lower CG in the front, if your front end can physically clear something, you're not going to have any issues with the rear clearing it. Unless your pinion is hanging down like a nutsack off the bottom of your pumpkin, then you might have some issues. So you're going to have, if the front end can get through, the rear end can get through. Because one of the most common things with an all straight axle rig is you hang up on the rear pumpkin the most. Because once you get past the skid, the lowest hanging thing is that pumpkin, which is why on this guy, it's barely even scratched up because he's a portal. So second to that is by having the lower CG in the front and the higher in the rear, when you're climbing and you're getting up to that real angle, it's much more, you can try this at home. It's much more difficult. You have to go much farther before this wants to flip over backwards, because the line of the axle basically moves the triangle. You have this triangle that's being formed, right, whenever you go. That triangle is moved ever so slightly down. Thank you, Charles. So you can get further and further and further back before it wants to tip over. Mind you, this bumper is not touching the ground yet. Now it is. The rig wants to stay nose down. So this is an advantage. It's all advantageous. The thing where it is not advantageous is if you're building it yourself, choosing your gear ratios can be a bit of a trick because nobody agrees on what the correct amount of portal reduction would be. I would say right now today, if you want a mullet, if you want to do portal rear, straight axle front, you can either build one very inexpensively, and we're going to try to do it right now, or you can get in line, you can pray to the priests and priestesses of find a druid, and you can try to get yourself an Ot6 wizard, because you can mullet it effectively out of the box. Hey, Jordan of Canada! I know that guy. That's Jordan of Canada. Thank you for the 5. Thank RC Zilla for the 5. Shout out. Look at that guy's name. Look at Edward's name. He put all the little, it's got all the squaggles on it. I don't even know how to do that. So we're going to try to build another one because why wouldn't we? And, I know that it's just us. It's a group of bros, right? We're hanging out. Bros and brodettes. We're all hanging out, right? So this is not necessary, but I would like to offer up because second only to the comments about how my 2 meshing pinion gears is a bodge and I did it wrong. Okay. It doesn't bother me at all because that thing works. This is what I would like to point out to the Vanquishites, to the devoted followers of Vanquish, and it is this. On the one hand, you can like Vanquish. You can have positive feelings about Vanquish. But then what you can also do is you can do a little thing that we call maintaining objectivity. Okay? That is also possible. It is entirely possible that the company that you like, that makes the things that you like, is not batting 1,000. That is possible. The Wizard from OT6, I have 2 of them here, and it is my only OT6 vehicle. I have 2 Wizards. It's not perfect. It's really good. It's not perfect, but it's really good. You can buy a couple of Vanquishes. How much money do we estimate? This was Trucks of Fortune. That's why there's a conspicuous VS410 RTR in there. I've spent enough money on Vanquish to kind of know what's... Like, I feel like when I'm giving an opinion, I feel like it's an informed opinion. And I will stand on that. So, I think those drawn in by the title, and yeah, I would never try to say that's not a clickbaity title. It literally said, don't buy a Vanquish mullet. Like, I knew what I was doing. And here's the real problem for the Vanquish boys. Oh, it worked. It absolutely worked. That video is going to hit 4,000, maybe 5,000 views in the first 24 hours. So, hopefully, yeah, there's an ROI on it. So, to those interested, do you want to build a mullet? It doesn't have to be a mullet, but if it is, there is the easiest way to do it. There's a tag team of easiest ways to do it. Choose for yourself a straight front axle. This is the most overused, inexpensive. I want to say that this is Toothless's original front AR-44 axle. It is the one that I don't like. It's the one piece where you can't even adjust your own caster angle. It's just one piece. It's got some very inexpensive Enduro or other knuckles on the front, and it will throw them so far that you can watch the knuckles hop as we turn it, because we're at the absolute physical limit of what those drive shafts can do. You take an AR-44 or an AR-45 or one of those new Mias nylon straights, whatever you like, F10, whatever you want. You get a straight front, and then you go to Jenny's and you get yourself a TRX4 rear. And then, in between, you have a couple choices. You can get yourself a fake two-low, which I've seen that the prices on Amazon have crept up to like 30, 40 bucks. That's kind of crazy. Like 30, 40 bucks. So, element front. I completely forgot. Element front would be fantastic. If you manage to get an element front during the tower sale, that would be a great one. I'm basically just using parts that have been here. So, you can put a two-low in the middle, or you can do the fake creeper tee. And depending on what chassis you use, you can just slap it in there. And what you do is you rebuild the transfer case so that it feeds the 30% down to the front. Because in terms of gear ratio, this is 3.75 to 1, and this is about 7.9 to 1. So if we do the math one way versus the other way, we do 3.75 divided by 7.9. That is 47.4. So we have about 52, 53% rear underdrive, right? So you take a gearbox or a transfer case that has 30%, you feed it to the front, it's going to give you a net around 22, 23%, depending on how you like to do the math. I don't have a two-low on hand. I thought that I did. But I do have a creeper tee, and I have reversed it. So you see the big one is going to the front. We got a creeper tee outputting to the front. And why I say that that this is the quickest, dirtiest, easiest way to do it is because it is. Stealth X backwards will do it. That's true. I was thinking cost-wise. If you manage to get a Stealth X, you can get the 25% in it. You don't necessarily need to. You can also do a gear in here. So this is why, if you'll notice, watch the direction of rotation, if you can see it. When I rotate this axle, this pinion towards me, the axle rotates forward, right? Are we in agreement? Axle's rotating forward when it rotates towards me. When you take a TRX4 rear axle and you rotate it towards me, the axle rotates forward. You don't need any reverse gears. You don't need to flip anything. These two are, because their ring gears are on the same side, this one is technically rotating in the opposite direction, but it has a portal. So it does not get easier than a TRX4 rear. Your choice of 830 geared front, whether it be Element, AR44, AR45, F10, F10 Pro, whatever you like, depending on where you want the servo. And then you put something with 30% underdrive pointing to the front in the middle, and you arrive where we are here. I just went ahead and took the shaft and gear and mechanism all out of the FMM that comes with this, and I just slapped them in here. Because the spacing on most chassis, particularly the 10 Pro, is a very low pinch chassis. This is an Enduro set of 10 Pro rails, which I bought, oh God, over a year ago, because I think it was $14, $15 at the time. Why TRX? Why do you like Traxxas when you just said Mias front? Why not use a Mias rear? Central Oregon, because to get a Mias rear, you have to buy a pair. And to get a Mias straight front, you have to buy a pair. So you've now spent $180 on axles. And you can get an axle kit from Element. Even if you were buying it at regular retail prices, you could get a front axle kit from Element for about $70. And you can get one of these off of Jenny's for like $50. So you can get a Mullet set up for Mias. I've never seen that. Well, that's good to know. Then you've got to deal with a drivetrain in the middle, because Mias use Vanquish gearing. So you have 2028. Yeah, it's 1.4 to 1. So 3.75 times 1.4. So then you get a 525 ratio in the rear. And we divide 3.75. That's 40%. It's not as difficult. It's about the same. And you can also do a reverse rotation gearbox if they don't come out the way you want it. Like, you don't have to deal with a reverse gear. I see where you're going. You're trying to get rid of the carrier split bearing. I get it. Yeah. There's one reason that this exists. We have this carrier with these two gears on it. This is a thing because this is a VFD, this is an F10, and this is an F10 portal. So if you want to run all Vanquish, you have two choices. You have three choices. One is you can flip your housing, you can modify the housing and flip your third member upside down. The other is you can do an intermediate like this. Or you can change the axle. You can go to the metal housing. You do the metal housing, spend $100, which is what Vanquish would absolutely, unquestionably, above all things, rather have you do. And I am confident in my assumption, my educated guess, that the reason that Vanquish didn't do it properly is because they don't have a reverse gear. Vanquish doesn't sell an 830 reverse or an 827 reverse or any reverse gear of any kind because their housings have never been built. Their plastic housings have never been built to accommodate reverse gears, which are literally flipped. It is why, I can show you right here. I'll grab you a TRX6 rear housing. The TRX6 rear housing is the only housing that is unique. A TRX4 rear is a TRX6 middle, and you can see the difference is they had to build a handed housing to flip the gear over to the other side, and they're center pinion, so they don't care. But you can't reverse this one either, but it's center pinion, so you kind of can. It's not different gears. You just need a housing that's flipped. So, Vanquish, all they would have had to have done, I feel like I'm definitely repeating myself at this point. All they needed to do, we've got the big, let's go to 3. We've got the big cut. We've got the big cut right here and not a big cut over there. We need this duplicated right there. You see there's almost a little bit of it starting, but it isn't there. And then on this, that cut needs duplicated right over on that side. Now, I don't know if it can because of the way they did the carriers. I've never cut one up to see if it does. But I will die on the hill that this is the wrong way to do it. I would argue all day long and well into the night that the way that I did it with 2 meshing pinion gears is a superior approach to just running your pumpkin upside down. Because the pumpkin was never designed to be run upside down. And when you press them together this way and then press them together this way, you can tell it doesn't quite fit as well. So I don't see how this is a solution because that is there and those are up there. Even if they'd put straight links on it, it would still be hanging so far below the links that it's just... I don't know how there are people that excuse it. So a reverse rotation gear does 2 things. One, the gears are cut facing the other direction. Also, they are indeed flipped. If a standard one is on this side, a reverse gear is on the other side. So you need a housing that can be flipped. In a center pinion situation, like what's in a TRX4, or the Element is the most notable one. If you take an Element gear, you can literally just flip it over inside the housing to the other side and reverse it. Anybody who has installed IFS will have to do this because the IFS will rotate, as it's assembled from the factory, it will rotate the opposite direction of how you've had your setup. But you literally pull the cover, you slide the shafts out, you flip the gear over to the other side, and you put it back together. This is the advantage of center pinion. Center pinion is ambivalent as to which direction its ring gear is rotating. It's only the spiral cut gears that care about it, and those are high pinion. So, why do we do high pinion? Okay, if people are arguing about, well, low pinion is stronger, then why did Vanquish and Axial and everybody else do high pinion for all these years? Obviously because they wanted them weaker, I guess. No, you run a high pinion on a toy car for the same reason that you run a high pinion on a full size. It's for clearance. It's to keep your drive shaft out of the rocks. No one can defend to me any position that your drive shaft being dropped, whatever the height of that third member is, dropping it that height is not going to impact performance. You're going to be smacking your drive shaft into everything. Straight axle vehicles drag their pumpkins as it is, and they don't have their drive shaft down low. Let me address something S24 Yep is over there in the chat. I don't have anything negative to say. Is it still in here? Did you put it in the car? Is it still in here? I don't have anything negative to say about micros. I don't want to work on them. That's all it is. They have screws that look like wire, little pieces of wire. Have you seen? I need to emphasize, assembling the Mias lights is enough punishment for me. I'm not interested in 24th scale. I'm not interested in 18th scale. Less than 1 hour ago, I was helping the gentleman sitting over here set this thing up because it's got the whole Furatech hullabaloo in it, and it was getting mega hot. So we changed the receiver, we put it on a radio link, we did the stuff. It has a motor the size of a damn thimble. What is that? What is that? That's ridiculous. I mean, I get, look at the battery. It makes that R4 FGM look enormous. Now, I get it. Like, it's kind of cool. You can put it in your glove box and drive around with it. It's fine.
Campfires.
Tool it around the campfire. But I don't want to work on this, so I don't. Also, I don't know if anyone else has seen it, but have you seen my yard? Why would I do this? As Mr. Spain pointed out, right? Like, his job here is done. This is a capacity of scale issue because capacity of scale works both ways. This is what I have been trying to drill into people about the Vertex, about the Yikon 4061, about the SCX6, about anything that's, even the Ghoulie Moo, about anything that's big. That vehicle is not explicitly more capable. It has greater capacity. And if you want to test this for yourself, here's what you do. You head on down to Proline by the fire, and they always have a little old West town that's set up for 24th scales. Drive this through it. You will seem like you can destroy every line. Yes, because that line was built for this.
The old Godzilla movies.
So it's the old Godzilla movies. Godzilla just showed up and destroyed your 24th scale lines. Not because he's more capable, but because he's 5 times the size. And the power creep is continuing. So now we've got that Vertex and the Yikon, which are 20-inch wheelbases. So is it more capable? Well, it's certainly bigger, but it's just bigger. Can that 6th scale do a different thing? Yeah, there you go. The raccoon. The difference between 1/6 and 1/10 is like an adult walking up the stairs than having a baby try to go up the same stairs. That is exactly right. If we had the Yikon to sit right here, you're going to need harder lines. You're going to need bigger lines.
Bigger terrain.
You're going to need bigger terrain. No one in their right mind is going to compare the capability of the best built one of these on Earth with an SCX6. You can put a child on an SCX6 and drive them around the campground. They are radically different things. This is too small for my gigantic hands to work on. So I opt not to work on them. Also, I see videos where guys drop like $500 into one of these, and I'm like, what are you doing? But that's the thing.
That's a cheap one.
That's your thing. That is your prerogative. You are going to do what you want to do. I will constantly be tickled because I know the comments aren't going to stop about my choice of the gears. Which, if you'll notice, look at that gear just all out in the open, all by itself. And look how it doesn't have a scratch or a mark on it. Because it's above the damn links. It's wild. It's wild. Anyone who is defending the Vanquish mullet and does not regard themselves as a corporate apologist, go find a mirror, man. What is your favorite tire compound color? Pretty sure it's green. That is true. The raccoon makes another very valid point. I do not qualify for his comparison because I am a Sasquatch. And that's true. My legs, I used to think I had very long legs, and then I got fitted to ride a bicycle and found out, nope, I'm built like a weirdo. Absolute weirdo. Steven Turner with the 50. It's going to slow the chat down to a crawl as it trying just to find 50 people to slap with gift memberships.
Where was that skit? Torso Man. What was that? Was that Saturday Night Live? Was Torso Man?
So I thought, okay, while that's going on, where was I going? Oh, okay. They will talk about a swimmer's frame, where if you look at Michael Phelps, he's a freak, right? His torso is crazy. His torso is crazy long for the length of his whole body. And swimmers, people built to swim, have kind of short legs. And then runners will tend to kind of have long legs and a shorter torso. And I always thought that I had long legs and a short torso. I do not. I wear pants with like a 32-inch inseam. It's like short person pants. And when you get fitted to ride a bicycle, they measure everything. They measure the bone. They measure the bone in your wrist to the bone in your elbow, and they measure the bone, that bony protuberance, whatever it's called between those two bones. They measure that bone to the bone in your shoulder, and then your distance to your collarbone, the distance from your, like from here to here. All of these measurements go in because you have to sit on a chair that's extremely uncomfortable.
But why?
A saddle.
But
because the difference is anybody can get on a bike and ride 10 miles. Now go try to ride 200. All those tiny little like just having your bars, I'm talking to him over there. Having your bars at this angle versus this angle can be all the difference. The nerves will start pinching. You'll start getting this like electric shocks up your neck. Riding bicycles over long distance is cruelty to the human body, right? So when I took that fit test and got all those measurements done to be fitted to a bicycle, I found out that the difference from this bone, so the wrist bone to the elbow, you have that distance, and then you have this bone to the bony protuberance on the back of your shoulder. If you put your arm in front of your body like that, you have a little bone, you have a little knob on the back of your shoulder blade. On my weird body, the distance from here to here and the distance from there to there is exactly the same. And that's not how people are built.
And which one did they come up with?
Mine are these, are the three down here, none of the ones hanging.
Oh.
And yeah, now, because my body is so weird, right? Like my forearm, you've seen how big my hands are, and my forearms are crazy long. Because of that, fitting me to a bike, I can't bench press. You can't put me on a bench press. When the bar comes down to my chest, my elbows are below my back because my arms are so weird. This part is supposed to be a different length than this part. The same with your lower leg, but mine isn't. The distance from my hip to my knee and the distance from my knee to my ankle are the same distance. I have legs that are split 50-50.
God does have a sense of humor.
My wife says I have fetal alcohol syndrome. I don't know how much that impacts. I do get mad at stuff, particularly inanimate objects, but I don't know how much of an impact there is. Ty Joe's 6'4" and wears a 34-36 pant. Yeah, see, 36, they would go over my feeties. Yeah. Just my toes would be sticking out of the end like a small child. Yeah, my son has much longer legs than I do. If I would like to update my TRX4 scale and high trail crawler Chevrolet K10, what should I do? Do you mean it's like in completely stock configuration what you should do? If you're happy with how it runs, you put a Fusion SE 1800 in it and you call it a day. And then when the servo dies, you determine how much you want to spend on that servo, starting at a 35 kg Amazon blue case or AliExpress blue case, depending on where you get your blue case, and you slap it on there. Does my son also have 4 legs? He does. He does. Like a half spider. No, he just has 2. They're just really long. He's taller than me. It makes me mad a little, but it's fine. He's 6'3". I am in the 99th percentile. In a group of 100 people, I will be taller than 99 of them. Because if you're 6'2" or above, if you're 6'2", you're in the 99th percentile. If you are 6'3", you're in the 99.9 percentile. If you're in a group of 1,000 people, 999 of them are shorter than you. And it just keeps going up. Yeah. So by the time you get up to like 6 at like Shaq, if you get into Shaq, there's like 50 people on the planet that are that size. He's a freak. So I'm okay with, I've come to be okay with my son being an inch taller than me. I don't have any rants to go on about Redcat because here's the thing. Will we have a future Redcat rant? Can we get one? Now they are partnering with Yikong. If they're just rebadged Yikongs, fine. I thought the 4107, the Nissan Patrol, I thought it was a blast. I thought that idiotic cutting brake was ridiculous. And that's more of what we need on toy cars. It just had one servo in the middle and a double linkage like on a nitro car. And it had a disc brake on each rear wheel. And when you turned on the cutting brake and turned, it would lock that wheel and you could fishtail it all over the place. It was hilarious. I loved it. And it was a Nissan Patrol, and there's not enough Nissan Patrol bodies out there. You know what there are? Too many Jeeps.
Easy.
Too many Jeeps.
Easy.
Too many Jeeps. And, wait, no. Not just too many Jeeps. Too many Power Wagons. I think there are more Lexan Power Wagons out there than there were real Power Wagons in the world. I think we've exceeded it. Hey, RC Zilla taking sniper shots. Thank you, sir. Here's my question. If Redcat had done what Vanquish did, would the rant be different? By different, I mean any harsher or less harsh because it's Redcat. It would almost be expected from Redcat. So basically what we're seeing is Vanquish participating in what we could call Redcat behaviors.
At least Vanquish built it themselves.
Yeah. I mean, I will give them that. At least Vanquish built it themselves. That is true. They didn't build it right. And here's the thing. They had to modify 2 pieces of plastic. That's it. They had to modify 2 pieces of plastic. They don't produce a reverse gear. And it is my unstoppable belief that the reason they did it was because they don't sell a reverse gear. Okay? If they had one in stock, if they made a reverse gear, maybe they would have modified the plastics. Now, the alloy F10P housing can run a flipped gear. So if you buy a Vanquish Mullet for, as that one guy keeps pointing out, it's only $420. For only $420, you can just take a $130 axle housing and then put a reverse gear in it, and then you can flip that third member over and run it in the correct direction. But you could have just built it better in the first place. Anyone buying a VRD Mullet while the VRD Carbon is still a thing that exists is unchecked, unadulterated fanboyism. You want a new shiny thing, so you're going to buy a new shiny thing. And wants over needs always. So, if you want to do it, go for it.
It would have made more money discontinuing the VRD.
Yeah.
And then bringing it back. And then watch everybody freak out and bring it back in 2 months.
Yeah.
That's all this shitload of.
We're genuinely surprised that Vanquish didn't go the usual Vanquish route. Discontinue the Carbon and then come out with a new one. Here's the deal. Here's the deal. I have never once mentioned the fact that the VRD, of which I've bought 4, comes with carbon rails and the Mullet doesn't. And Vanquish will sell you those carbon rails for $100. These are, somebody asked what these are. These are 10 Pro via Enduro from the Enduro store, and they were under $20. I bought them because they were shiny. And yes, you can flip a Mias. I think Josh already has more than one CNC machine. They could make very low-cost machine one out. They absolutely could. VRD Carbon has been out of stock on Vanquish website for like a month now. The A-Main still has them. Everybody still has them. You can still buy them. I just bought one not 2 weeks ago. I'm surprised Vanquish made a whole kit. I figured they'd sell a $200 a piece axles and say, hey, buy these and throw it on that, and here's your mullet. See, James did it right. He started building his mullets 2 years ago when he broke a front portal housing. Yeah, that'll do it. Zilla sniping. Yeah, you can get a lot of reverse 830s. We're still waiting for the reverse 827. I asked Mias directly to create isokinetic Mias straight capper axles made in aluminum. They said what they could do. Ooh. And they'd probably be priced reasonably. They would probably be priced on par with their Mias Capras. I could see $159 for a pair of those. So Enduro does have a kit that needs axles, so buy separate Mias axles for Mullet. Would that be even easier? If you can buy the Mias axles separately, I still say the most economical and the least math-filled way is your choice of 830 geared front and a TRX4 rear. I thought about breaking up. I have one other pair of the AR44 width Mias axles, and I thought about breaking up a pair and putting an offset front on this. But no, I want to build. This is the only TRX4 axle in here other than that TRX6 rear. And I think I was putting the bits together to build Vermilion, and then Jenny's had all of the TRX6 axles in stock, so I just bought the trio of TRX6 stock, axles. Those Fling Kings are gnarly. They sling some dirt. Fling Kings are great, and no one more surprised than I that they just worked. Like they actually managed to crawl up rocks, and they, as far as I'm concerned, they shouldn't have been able to. Mias will sell singles of the portal nylons, but unfortunately I don't think they sell the straights separately yet. Yeah. There are plenty of straight axle kits out there. I don't know. Does Jenny's take a straight axle off of anything? I don't think they do. The Element would be easy. And aside from that weak pinion, they're pretty good. Oh, the body. We have a body. I came to a conclusion as to what we're going to try to slap on top of it.
Did you hear that thing out there?
It's booming the bass? Booming the bass?
No, that car when I was out the canyon. It was echoing. I'm like thinking, oh shit.
I'm honestly surprised I didn't hear it.
I am too. I was like, shut it down.
I could buy a straight kit for Mias and use the rear for my Element rig where I want more underdrive. Use front for a mullet thing. Hey, there you go. I've watched your StealthX videos over and over. Would a 50 tooth plus spur gear be insane on a train StealthX for trailing? Gonna be on the new Mias straights. Air 44 width and Fusion 1800. No. Because I find with trailing, I like to gear about 50% higher than I would for rock crawling. I want to be able to get up to at least 6, 7, 8 miles an hour just every once in a while. Did I miss who the mystery voice is? The mystery voice is, he's been in the chat before. He's not in there today. He is the guy that I went to Proline by the Fire with last year. And I don't know if he's going this year. He hasn't said. Redundant question. What if you took a TRX4 front axle and did the straight axle swap on it and then just used 2 TRX4 axles or with the front axle? The front axle would then spin the wrong way. Yes. Those stainless CVDs and rear axles for the FJ Morty are a nightmare to find everywhere. Is out of stock. Yes, they are. I was looking and could not find them anywhere. And when I ordered the set for Sheila, there was like 20. It said only 18 left in stock or something like that. I don't know if they sold them or stopped selling them. Did somebody say, oh, hello to Montreal? I've never been to Montreal. Oh yeah, we have 2 Steve T's now. Any reason not to do a Jolly Mullet 6x6? I don't think there's really any benefit. I don't see any benefit. It's just going to hurt your front breakover. It's going to hurt your front clearance getting over because with 2 axles in the back, it's really, really difficult to flop over backwards. The advantage of the 6x kind of negates the Mullet advantage because it's got a whole nother axle. Opposite day Mullet, portal front, straight rear. Then you're going to have to counter it by running different tire sizes, like trying to 4-wheel drive an F1 car. I mean, it could be done. There would even be more math. There'd be so much math trying to figure out, because you would have to get into computing rollout because you would be using the 2 different tires. You're basically looking for a tire that stands 12 millimeters. It's probably going to be a class 1. So you're probably going to be something like a class 1 on the portal in the front and a big 475 in the rear. It's going to look ridiculous. It's going to look like a tractor, but it could absolutely be done. It's one of those things where I don't know why you would want to do it. So, Tower Harbleys. So we are a little bit committed to a wheelbase. $30, I think I paid for this. $30, $33. And for some reason, I've always wondered, I have a bunch of these in the parts bins. I have always wondered what that part was for, because I've never done the little bed piece. So we're going to Sendero titanium it. We're going to slap that right over here. And we'll figure out later, much later, if we can get body mounts to actually line up with anything. Gonna have to do a little... Oh, all right. Okay. Got to trim the body a little. Might be able... No. Those pre-existing holes just line up perfectly. Absolutely perfectly. I think we can get that under there. It's really going to depend on... It might not fit. It might not fit. Are there any dualies in the fleet? No. No, I don't have any dualies. What about the new Nissan Pathfinder? It's a TRX4. It's a TRX4 underneath, and a TRX4 is just fine. But let us please also take into account that the next year, or is it this year? I think this year, the TRX4 turned 9, or turns 9. It's like around this week that the TRX4 was originally released in like 2017. So 8 or 9 years the TRX4 has been out, and they just slapped a new body on it, and I think it looks fine. Some people have complained about the proportions of it. I honestly, I don't have any issues with the proportions of it. Compared to some others, the Pathfinder looks fine. I have no issues with it. I think we're gonna need the jig for this, aren't we? We're gonna need the jig because we want to see where this thing is gonna line up. Does anybody ever just not pay attention and bust an oil pan on a client's car? I can say that I have not. Is the new TRX4 body a hard body? No, you can tell by looking that thing is Lexan. That is Lexan 100%. I can't imagine Traxxas diving that deep into the scale thing. I don't have huge complaints, but if you're charging 550, I want it to be as close as possible. Yeah, the real issue with that as well, Traxxas has been trotting out TRX4s for like 9 years now. And we know for a near fact that they could sell every model of the scale and trails and everything else. They could sell all of those for $300, but they don't have to. So they don't. Yeah, I mean, that era, the 87, the pickup was called the hard body. And when we get into toy car equivalency, that naming convention gets problematic because we also have a thing called a hard body, but it's a completely different thing. So that body is a hard body in that it is a Nissan hard body, but it is definitely Lexan. Thanks for replying to the email on the RCB. What do you mean you got to pull it apart more than once? I don't mention my. Okay, so I know some of the RC four-wheel drives are available as kits. Most of the RC four-wheel drives are sold as RTRs, and if you get any of the RTRs, you have to completely disassemble it, thread lock every single individual fastener, and put it back together. If you're building it yourself, go very slowly. Take as much time as possible. Make sure you have a large bottle of the purple, because the way they do those alloy rails, everything just falls out of them. Like, I barely drive Old Blue. I think a little bit because of the scale. The kit for $329. Yeah, it is as close as you can get to a turnkey for what you're looking to do. You should not have to do a bunch of modification and a bunch of fiddling. This is the thing where I'll just use tires. We'll just use tires. Tires work. There we go. Need another tire for the front. Nope. That tire's too thick. Scrambler? No. Yeah, there we go. Because this axle has fixed caster, we got to go with what we got. Now we're going to see if this lines up even sort of okay. I need another thing to prop it on. Tape measure? The tape measure. Perfect. Who can other tape measure? Who can ask for anything more? There we go. Bodging. We bodging. Make sure we're still straight. Now what I'm doing here. One thing, we're goofing around. The other thing is we're only RC four-wheel drive kits now are the 82 Toyota TF2 and the D90 Jalan 2. Is the Enduro Gatekeeper any good? If you take the body off, if you take the cage off, I never understood the Gatekeeper because they took a C-channel vehicle with a full chassis and then they put a full cage on top of it. And it's ridiculous. Like, it's so top heavy. It's as or more top heavy than a hard body. The Ecto is basically just that, but with the cage taken off and a lightweight body put on. But underneath, yeah, I have bought, well, let me go to the stack. Here's the rest of the manual stack. Let me go to the, I think Element is buried down a little ways. Trail Runner, Ecto, Gatekeeper kit. I know I bought more than one. I know I bought 3 or 4 of them. At one point, they were blowing them out real cheap. And someone can correct me if I'm wrong, but was there a Gatekeeper that came IFS? Because the ones that I bought definitely did not. They were live axle front and rear. They were basically a narrowed down version of the BK2. Long may it live in our memories. And then they just did what they always do, which is then they skinnied it. This is basically a Gatekeeper with a different body on it. And then they took the exact same kit and then they just put a different body on it. Like there is mechanically, there's basically nothing different between these two. Now, the Zool kit, the Zool 2 has IFS, so it's trailing arm and IFS. But all of the elements are basically the same thing. They make two gearboxes, sort of. Yeah, the Night Runner and the Trail Runner is IFS 1. Our Trail Runner is now IFS 2. Thoughts on Hobbywing's new Fusion Super Pro, Pro Elite, and the new Outrunner combo? I'm less interested in the Outrunner combo than I am in the Pro Elite. I have ordered a Pro Elite, and in traditional Hobbywing fashion, haven't heard a single word. Have not heard a peep from Hobbywing. And then one day, it will just show up. Yes, the U-Tron is IFS and Sendero. Plastic links and all that stuff, but it's got IFS 2 in the front of it. I'm going to plant a seed in your mind. I'm going to alarm you. Okay, here's the deal. On the Outrunner, which runs off that, what are they calling it? 10BL80? On the 10BL80, when you go to the website, there's a couple little bits of running footage where they're showing that Hobbywing rotate real slow, right? I want you to pay special attention to the fact that in none of those videos is there any audio. Because I am concerned that what is inside the 10BL80 is not an AM32 controller. Thank you, Mo Trapper. For the 5. It is not going to be an AM32 inside that casing, which means I don't see any way around it. You can take just a regular, any of the other $40 controllers from Hobbywing. You can take the 10BL60 and the 10BL120, and you can just plug an Outrunner into it, and it will work. It doesn't sound great. It's still not as loud as a Castle setup, but it's not silent. Oh, okay. Hold on. I need to do a measurement here and then remind me what I never mentioned so you can tell me to get back to work. That would be about a 110, and then that would be about a 135. Did we get nudged? No, we got nudged a tiny little bit. There's about 315 right there, pretty close. Yeah, 110, 140. I'm fine with that. 110, 140, I'm fine. That's what we'll shoot for. Yeah, it's about 314 right now. I contend that my Outrunner plus Sidewinder 3 sounded wild. Yeah, they sound crazy. I'm also surprised that they haven't made a TRX4 Ultimate. Yeah. Where does that wheelbase stand thing come from? These used to be all over Amazon and AliExpress. Like, you could find quite literally dozens of them. And they were cheap, like $20. And now, nothing. If you look for, like, you got to do a bunch of weird search terms. If you search for, like, RC wheelbase setup tool, RC wheelbase tool, these will start to come up. And then sometimes you can find ones that are under $30. I don't get it. It's a couple cut pieces of acrylic and these little handy little thumb knobs. And it is quite handy. It comes with 2 big metal pins so you can support the chassis. as well. But I tend to just use it to get my, yeah, those are $40 on AliExpress. I use them to guess. Yeah, if you have a CNC, you can make one. I'm thinking about pulling one of the Enduros off my shop shelf. Which one would you get, the Gatekeeper or the Night Runner? I would start with a Gatekeeper. Just because IFS to me is a little gimmicky. If you're building something to trail, then the IFS will serve you just fine. But if you're trying to climb any amount of rock for any amount of time, you're going to sort of tire of the IFS setup. And you might like the Gatekeeper cage. I sold all of mine sealed in the bag for like, geez, I think the first one I sold was like $80. Back when they were blowing the kits out for like $229. So they need to bring back the Gatekeeper. They need to do an XF Gatekeeper, and they need to update it. Update it and re-release the Gatekeeper. Because who doesn't like buggies? Buggies are great. And the buggies we've been getting as of late, not as great. Forgive me, angry Vanquishites of the comments. Forgive me for not being over the moon about trash can engineering. I go to scale comps with an IVS 2 rig. It's fun, but not great. I get a good direct power servo, but there are so many steering linkages. The wheels sometimes don't move when the front wheels are in a bind. Yeah. I like the Ecto myself. The Tower Sail got 2 Ecto bodies and one BK through a bassoon. Yeah. Do you know anything about the 2-speed gearbox and transfer case that comes in the Trailfinder 2? What electronics would I use in it for trailing? I just put an 18. I shoot for a Fusion SE 1800. For most anything that goes on the trail, straight axle, whatever. Except both of the FJs are now on Fusion Pros because I've swapped their gearboxes. And they have a ton of gear reduction. Like a lot. They're both in that 60-1 neighborhood now. What do you think of the FMS Defender D110? I haven't laid hands on one, but I have my concerns because that FMS straight front axle is a real, genuine, bona fide problem. 389 I think is too high. I was expecting a 349 price point. I realize we are now in the tariff times, and I realize as an owner of several FJ40s that I understand people will buy those FCX10 Defenders because they like Landies. They like the look of it, right? Range Rover, Land Rover, they like Defenders. So I get it. I would probably do it too. But that front axle is bad. The front axle is bad. Oh, yeah, that's right. Old Blue does have a 1200. Yeah. You can get away with either. But 1200 maybe. With a 2-speed, yeah. Gonna build a daily driver VS410 Pro with Amazon F10Ts just because. Yeah, why not? Why not? Put a GFRC 62 kg in the VRD straight kit. That thing is wildly strong and fast. Yeah, that's a bit of overkill. But why not? I have an 1800 and a Gelan 2 with a 10-2, and it's just fine. Just don't do the stock pinion with an 1800. Yeah. So, let me grab a radio. Because I want to take this opportunity before I start putting links together. I want to take this opportunity to show people how wrong I do things, because I do things wrong around here. That guy doesn't know what he's talking about. A guy called me smooth-brained in a comment this morning, and I guess I've been on the internet long enough because it just made me giggle. I just giggled. I'm still giggling about it. So, what you have here is actually generating heat right now. It's generating a fair amount of heat because we are deep into sine mode right here. We are at 9% throttle. There's 9% throttle. That is a Three Brothers. Now we can hear the, got to catch up. There we go. That is a Three Brothers black jacket and a Hyper RC. So we're running censored Outrunner on this. Here's my, as the people of the internet called this morning, here's my bodge. You're doing it wrong. There's no way he's going to change that setup, even though he knows it's janky as hell, I believe was the comment. My janky setup, it's janky as hell. I would direct that gentleman. Well, there's two directions. One, he can go kick rocks. The other one is go watch that installment of the finals of Crawlympics where the Mullet, this guy right here, murdered everyone at the front nine, had the lowest score by 10 or 12 points. Nobody even got close. So I guess I just fudged it together. You know, like what does that guy know? Guy doesn't even know what he's doing. It's my smooth brain. No thoughts. They all just fall right off. Just a smooth brain. Someday I'll learn. No, I won't. Learning would require wrinkles in my brain, and it's too smooth. So when we get what we get, we don't get upset. My smooth.
Oh, I thought you built that already. I was like, no way.
Yeah, I threw it together while you were outside. I only need like 20 minutes to build a rig. Just mash it together. It's basically like lizard function. What axles would you get for a bang for the buck tsunami build? What would you say your budget is? The real budget would be Mias nylon straights Capra width, and then just rock the full blasty 575s, or Mias Capras. Four-wheel steer if you feel like it. If not, I don't recommend four-wheel steer to everyone. It's kind of a nightmare. And then rock 525s. So however you want to go about it. I think if you go with the plasticky boys on a Mantis, I think you can get a build that's pretty lightweight, and you'll probably be able to get away with the just stock foams and whatever. Like if you put full ruptures on that thing, it's just going to be a crazy moon buggy, and it's just going to go everywhere. Mias nylons, I mean, you could, if you're going for more than if you're going for more of like a class 2 sort of a feel. Yeah, there's no bad choices. $80 for Mias nylons. I would personally lean towards the Capra width straights. I have a set under the bench. I haven't determined what thing is going to be built on them, because I have the set of axles under the bench for my Mantis. I'm truly hoping that I can use these purchased on clearance Element high clearance links. And I think we're going to get pretty close. Also, the Tower Hobby sale. I might have bought a couple Element rod ends. I bought a few. They were like $6. They were like $6. What am I supposed to do? Not buy them? To quote my late great-grandmother, look at how much money I saved by buying this thing. We need a drive shaft that is like 5 millimeters longer than this one, which I should be able to find. I think this is the longest one from Element, though we will deal with the complications of... Well, that's pretty close. We will deal with the complications as they arise. I have a lot of room to futz with upper link length, so I don't think upper links are going to be a problem. It's mostly going to be lowers. I didn't have any idea in my head to build this until I got up this morning and answered comments for an hour and a half. Purchased on clearance, high clearance. Were the links clearance or clearance? Both. Clearance doubled. Must be easy with the new guy. Don't run him out. What new guy? Should we yell at a new guy? Find me a new guy to yell at. Oh, sorry, not the cheapest Mias, the ISO Caprostrates. Yeah. That's what I would go with. Yeah. Too bad other places don't do an element sale. Well, Tower wasn't supposed to do that one. So they got in trouble for that. Not that it will change anything in the long or short term. We're going to go double crinkle. Ooh, I should build the front first. Too late! We've already begun assembling the rear axle. Oh, the rear link. It's too late. Here, we only move forward. I do like a nice medium length. Oh, that'll be perfect. I like a nice straight. And then we can just, yeah, this is how we do. Ba-ba-ba-da-ba. Everybody loves a good old Link Olympics. And here's the hope. I had zero intention at any point of chassis mounted steering, servo on axle all the way. So we're not going to have to futz with front geometry at all. What we're going to do is we're going to use our lower links to set our wheelbase. Once our wheelbase is set, we're going to use our upper links to set our desired pinion angles. Then we're going to put drive shafts on it, and then we're going to have a thing. We'll have made a thing. And that moved quick. Team Associate to be like, bro, please don't devalue our brand and then release another RC10. No one could say that you're wrong. I don't know how I feel about that rally car either. It feels very Thunder Tiger-y. Well, it's what you got to do when product's not moving. People just feel it's overpriced. I've never really thought anything from Element to be overpriced, though. They were definitely selling products at below map. I get the feeling that they were selling products below invoice. Like some of the prices that we paid for some of the stuff, there's no way that Traxxas's invoice for a full Stealth X gearbox is $27. I mean, I bought 3 of them. Like they sell them for $65. Oh, by the way, though. Oh no, okay, yeah, Mr. Scurvy's right. Comfox is overpriced. Bushido Plus definitely overpriced. Yeah, I'll agree. Oh, and some of those like Night Runner whatever at full price when they were like $569, absolutely ludicrous. Yeah, I will agree on that 100%. Are we building a mullet? We are. What about using a medium-sized Allen wrench alongside? I like the fat Vanquish style because when it goes in there and it turns, the threads bite. This is the way. This is the way I like to do it. Also, don't take my advice as gospel because I preach out of the church of the banana-handed, and it's a different thing. We do different things for different reasons because of the banana hands. When I saw the Redcat 6 scale, I was wondering, are people going to buy those axles to switch out on the Helamon? They don't have the gimmicky thing that doesn't work. It's interesting. They will be significantly bigger. You would build a hell of a Guillemot. That thing would be big. Proper big. Did I pick the right ones? Yes. I had some small moment of concernicus when for a moment I thought that I made a plate to put that thing in the middle because I couldn't find the skid plate that came with the thing. I used it for something else. So we just, we make it work, you know? We make it work. I am going to, idiot in a shed style, bodge this thing together. Have you ever talked about why you don't use metal ends? Because what happens is, depending on your driving environment, over short or long period of time, the inside of every rod end will begin to wallow out because the suspension action is just acting on it all the time, and it's got torsional forces on it. And that hole will begin to open up bigger and bigger and bigger. And then you have a ball rattling around in there. And it's not great. And then you're just throwing away a metal end. I like a plastic end also. It isn't even the cost issue. I like a plastic end because this right here, this little skinny neck, you see that little skinny neck? That skinny neck is called a point of failure. And I will consider that skinny neck a designed. That is not a bug, that is a feature. Because I would much rather break that than that. If a breakage is going to occur, it is going to find a place to break. And I bought like 5 packages of these, so I bought $30. So I bought 75 of these rod ends for $30. So I can break these things all day, and it won't bother me one bit. I run them specifically on Wolverine because I'm continually waiting for the other shoe to drop and him to just try to self-disassemble himself because that cage is something. Did I assemble both of these? No. There we go. There we go. We got it. We're there. We're getting there. Yeah. Oh, I didn't even read. Steve Turner said, keep a weak point. Yeah. Point of failure. Just like the portal input gears on TRX4s. I would never buy the upgraded ones because if that shock load moves through, it's going to find a spot to break. And I would rather break a portal input gear that I can get for a couple bucks. The hardened ones, you can't eliminate a point of failure. You're just going to move it. Something is going to fail until you build it. And we learned this in the Go Fast days, where you can build something so heavy and so rigid and so overbuilt that when you crash it, you literally bend the whole thing. Like the whole vehicle bends. And now you've destroyed the whole thing. The parts lived. Like you didn't like break a C-hub or bend a hinge pin, but you broke the whole thing. I'd rather bend a pin and just put a new pin in than build something so overbuilt that you just... And in Go Fast, it's more of a problem than in Go Slow, for sure. For sure. Partner with J Concepts to make a Crawler Canyon tire. They just need to get on the blower to me. Just call me up. Unless you get Vanquish metal ends that you can manually tighten the balls, all other metal rod ends are loose and shake like crazy. There you go. My Phoenix is now lit up like a Christmas tree. Yeah! I have some ideas on lug pattern. I got some lug pattern ideas. Mobile app would not let me send chat. Drove the patrol to a local farm and back, another 2.5 miles, bringing total wheel into 48 miles so far. Use party trick brakes for handbrake turns. Oh, man. It is the party trick brake, but it is great. Wolverine is built like those vehicles in Lego Star Wars. He needs a little sound where they just go of all the bricks flying out. Because we've done it more than once. He has hit the ground and not gotten back up. But it's a 5-minute fix. Because I just put new rod ends on it and he's back out. I sold some stuff. I think my winter project will be a Jolly Green. Hey! I'm not mad about it. 7. And I've probably not been paying attention. These are all organized, and I still have to measure all of the hollow balls for fear that an idiot has put the wrong ball in the wrong container. Which, I mean, that's the story of a lot of guys' lives.
Back to the hollow ball drawer.
Wrong ball in the wrong container is a problem for a lot of guys out there. They pay for it their whole lives. Just pay for it momentarily. So did I. But I don't know what it could have been. Oh no, I think it's just the floor cracking. So I bought the full-size 2.2 champs. Oh yeah, those are big. Did not check the overall surprise and was quite surprised when I got 6-inch tall champs. Yeah, Louise Duratrax, they don't mess around. Their full-size tires are full size. The Showdown / Rowdy are they're that big. They're enormous. They're as close as you can get to SCX6 tires without just having an SCX6. Now the shocks bolt to these as well, so we need temps. Probably some 20s. Traxxas loves a 20. Did I pin that in? I did. Did I pin that in? I did. Did anybody see me pin that in? It's difficult to do my farming job and be in this live chat at the same time. Well, I mean, yeah. You made me want to put the light kit on my TRX4 Sport. Traxxas kit looks like it installs clean, but it ain't cheap. That's absolutely right. There are a lot of other options for light kits for TRX4s, but what it comes down to this, as I can say, as a person who has purchased the Traxxas TRX4 stainless steel screw kit, is it inexpensive? No. Is it a turnkey option where every screw for the whole vehicle is in that box? Yes. Would I do it again? 100%.
Plug and play like
it is absolutely plug and play. You take one screw out, you take the accompanying screw, and you put it in. Yeah, and the Traxxas stuff with their full light controllers and everything, they're really cool. They're not very bright. Not compared to some others. But I've said to many people many times, all of the lights that you can festoon around a rig are generally be-seen lights. If you're out there on the rocks and the trails and you're not wearing a headlamp, you're going to fall down. You are going to step into a spot that turns out to just be void. So on a rock crawler, you need rock lights. Being able to see what is under the rig is the deal. Every other light is because you like lights, and lights are cool. But you can absolutely get away with just rock lights. Buy yourself a nice headlamp and some rock lights. Get some Mias rock lights, and you'll probably actually want to put the yellow shrouds over them because they're so bright, they'll try to scratch your corneas right out of your eyeballs. That's why I am going to be the enemy of most, if not all, at Proline by the Fire, because what I did to Gumby. He has the full Mias rack, ditch lights, rock lights, all the Mias. If you look straight at him, you can't see anything. It's just a white orb.
So I just drive behind you this year.
And then, I was just talking to him. I have to show you. So, you've heard me talk about it before. I talk about things that I like. I would never recommend you buy anything that I wouldn't buy myself. So this is the Coast XPH30R. This is what I used last year. It uses a single 18650 in it. It has 3 levels of brightness, including one that's just very dim. This thing pops off. This part is a magnet. There's nothing. This part is a magnet, so you can stick it on, use it as a work lamp. It's great. You unscrew the battery end like this, and a singular 18650 drops out. It's great. Right? It's absolutely great. I used this thing last year. It did the whole night of trailing on one battery. It's focusable. You can do the zone it out. It's great, right? Things like $35 or something, right? So then I'm browsing Amazon, and Coast is like, but have you heard about the new XPH34R? It's twice as bright and runs just as long. And I said, oh, I'm intrigued. And it looks exactly like this. Now you see what they did is they didn't make anything up, and they didn't cheat, and they didn't lie. They just put it in a copying machine and blew it up 50%. So, I mean, look at the size and the difference of the LED. So this thing is irresponsible in terms of brightness. And that wasn't on high. It also, where'd Marie Kondo go? This is ridiculous. And then it also has, it has a super dim mode, which is actually probably bright enough to use on the trails, and an even dimmer mode because they realize how bright it is. And they've accomplished this by, as I pointed out, if you don't have a big head, don't even think about the XPH34R. And it's got the big boy. Same exact form factor. This is the exact way Toyota would do it. And if we're doing another sales pitch, if you thread this end out, you can just plug your USB-C in and just plug it into the wall and charge it. These are great. The strap is not uncomfortable. You can take the light off so you're not doing that thing where you try to like angle your head, because you can just turn it into a non-headlight. But I mean, I will say, this one is not for everybody. It is, I mean, you can see they just, it's large. It is real large. But I'm gonna take both. I'm gonna take both. This one even has the over the top of your head, so you feel extra tactical. Ooh, Amazon affiliate links for both those lights. If you ask me for an affiliate link, you know what you're gonna get? That. Ooh, the magnets like each other. Not a lot. They like each other. I would sport that. You know that. Slap bits of theater light gels over bright LED lights for night crawling sessions. Green tint sheet works well. Hey, that's a, you know what that is? That's a solid tip. And I don't even have to search on Amazon. I just have to go to my order history, and then I have to search for Coast. Because I bought one 3 days ago, and I bought the other one 1 year and 7 days ago. So let's see what their prices are today. The XP30R has it been replaced? Currently unavailable on Amazon. Thanks, Amazon. They have a similar item. I don't like that. They have a bunch of knockoff ones. And again, I mentioned, I can't recommend it to you if I've not tried it. And I have gone through in my life what I feel like are way too many headlamps. So if somebody knows a place to find the smaller one for people with normal human heads, let me know. But they claim on this one, oh baby, they make some claims. Product specs. On medium, which is 500 lumens, they claim this thing will do 12 hours. And they claim on high, which is the one where we lost Marie Kondo, they claim on high it'll do almost 7 hours. 7 hours of this. Don't look directly at your televisions. 7 hours of that seems like it's enough. I ran this one on medium most of the time, and medium on this one is half the brightness of this one. So that's why I'm taking both. I'm taking both because I have a genuine fear this might actually be too bright. I never read the manual to find out how to get into turbo mode. I want to see what 2700 lumens looks like. There it is. Wait, hold on. Yeah. I know lumens are kind of a made-up thing. It's supposed to be, what is it, nits? They measure brightness in. But yeah, turbo mode is, you don't need this. And they don't even give a clock for how long turbo mode will run. It doesn't even have a time next to it.
Believe it or not, Friday nights out there aren't that dark. Everyone's out there with lights.
Yeah, everybody's got a light. You don't need some scorcher of a light. Sofern flashlights running the the best deal in flashlight. He said running firmware. I don't want a flashlight that has firmware. I don't want an updatable flashlight. I love my Streamlight Micro Stream. Oh, a gentle friend from Germany. He came and he gave me a Woobin. It's going in my toolbox.
What is it? Straight from Germany.
Straight from Germany. Straight from Germany. It's a Woobin. And it runs on a 13650. It's a little cutie. It's a little cutie. 18350. It's half of an 18650.
Oh, okay.
So sometimes they used to call them like A123s. So, oh yeah. Well, a little baby. Well, 1100 milliamp 18350. And you know what I like about a light made by Germans with an awesome LED with awesome LEDs in it? They don't make any fibs. They're like, it's this bright. It's not the sun, and it's not going to run for 50 hours. So, like, oh my God, go look up LED headlamps from non-name brands on Amazon. 1 million lumens, runs for 3 days. No, it isn't, and it doesn't. So my Woobin will be in my little bag. It's more than bright enough. Sometimes you need to try to look for something on the ground.
Wheel pins.
It's got a little clip on it. Neat. Would I only take this? No. Will I use this? 100%. Shit.
We found a guy out there with a wheel pin in his backpack. He's like, I have one.
Oh, I have one. Yeah, this guy lost a wheel pin last year, and we were like, well, that's it. And the guy was like, I have one, and took it out of his backpack. And I still think about that. Like, who? Like, what?
Yeah.
Because the only parts that break are the parts you didn't bring. And that holds true like 100% of the time. Yeah, the Enduro rock lights are good. I just think the Mias ones are ridiculous.
You'll get them in 2 months.
Yeah, the 25 claims 400 lumens. That I have a 9,000 lumen confirmed flashlight, and it's so super bright and gets so hot. Yeah. Yeah, if it's really making those amount of lemons, it really, like, people don't understand that, like, some of these LED lamps now are genuinely outputting more than a car headlight.
Yeah.
Like, in what instance do we need more light than comes out of the front of a car? My head will generally not be traveling at 60 miles an hour. And the thoughts just, well, I don't know. Maybe the thoughts are sliding off at over 60 miles an hour. What with the smoothness? Don't forget about my smooth brain. Never forget about the smoothness. Actually, it might be better. No, I don't need that much lift. I need a tiny little bit of lift. It might be better than I went with this first. I wonder if we got any 90s that are assembled. We do. We do.
We are going to do some
Bins on bins on bins.
We got your hand hands.
I gotta go get my son from school. See you later, guys. Have a good weekend, everybody. I have no idea why anyone would need a 9,000 lumen light, but it was on sale for 75 bucks, so I had to get it just for a party trick. Yeah, when the blue lasers started getting really popular, a buddy of mine bought one of those lasers that would pop a balloon. And when you shined it into the sky, you look like Luxor in Las Vegas. And I asked him a while back, I was like, whatever happened to that laser? And he goes, oh, I forgot about that laser. Actually forgot that I had that laser. Because what the hell am I going to use it for?
We don't talk about that anymore.
We don't talk about that laser.
Judge was very adamant about that.
It's not a 27 in the 27 bin. The beauty of this is I have no cares about how far I get today. Like water off a smooth brain. Ooh. Yeah. They sell the Mias on Amazon? Yes. They have like a storefront. They still ship directly from Mias. I think I just ordered mine directly from Mias. I'm doing that thing where, Mias Axle. Why is your keyboard so loud? See if they're both under one listing. Yeah, they are. So currently 95 for the AR40 4 width and 105 plus $5 shipping, so 110. You can probably get them a little cheaper if you go directly from Mias. Not a lot.
How much are portals?
And Mias has this thing about where it's difficult to tell how they prioritize who gets shipped first. Because some people have ordered from their Amazon portal and got them before people who ordered them directly from Mias. So I don't know how that works. Because they're definitely coming out of the same building. They all come out of Shenzhen. I know Mias has a U.S. warehouse now. You can also check the U.S. warehouse, but I don't think any of the nylons are in it. I know you can get the Capras, but
Mias portals bolt right up to that?
Mias portals?
Yeah, the straight axle.
The straights would, yeah, you could definitely put the Mias straights. Right on.
No portal.
This is straights. You need an offset front, and the Mias portals are not offset.
So, how about Vanquish portals?
Yeah, F10Ps would go right on.
Bolt right on.
They're just expensive. Yeah. Did you just make a purchase from Alabama? Did I? No?
We found fraud on your credit card.
Uh-oh. I just checked the Discord and did I miss Mr. C holding a mini? You did! It'll never happen again! If I buy the Ford Bronco inner fender kit, does it come with the battery tray? It should, but with the way Traxxas is moving stuff around, I can't guarantee it. It should. If it doesn't, I think somewhere hidden I have the part number for just a little tray. Oh, the angry Vanquish people probably unsubscribed. I did lose a fair number of subscribers. Speaking of dumb things, I've recently discovered you can 3D print air raid sirens that fit onto normal old oscillating fans. Yeah, I saw one of those on Instagram. Yeah, that's fun. What's up, people? Working on my Sendero body mounts and trying to fit a bumper from front and back is hard to find. Yeah. Designing a charge box that can be locked onto trailers with thin film solar panels on the roof to charge batteries on the go and have spare TX batteries always ready. I don't want that. I'm going to tell you right now, I don't want that. I don't want to be out in the wild long enough for my transmitter battery to go dead. That will imply I'm in a survival situation. I run Genzace or Ovonic 3800s. I go like 6 months between charging batteries. I will look like Tom Hanks in Castaway if I need to charge my battery on the trail.
Wilson.
Yeah, I will have a Wilson. I will have renamed the vehicle. We will have developed an even closer relationship where I will believe that he is my lifeline to sanity. Sometimes I believe that they are my lifeline to sanity. 90mm will be great for mock-up, and I forgot that these were in the drawer. They came in on trade. They need to be rebuilt and recapped and probably converted over to mini springs because I bought like 5 packages of the SE hardware from the tower thing. So my plan was to rebuild these shocks, and then I promptly and thoroughly forgot about it.
I'm not going to lie, the Canyon is brutal on rigs.
Yes, it is. The gentleman here said that the Canyon is brutal on rigs, and it is. We've definitely broken some rigs. This shock is covered in Earl. It's got quite a bit of Earl on it. I like people who pronounce it all. Now you just put the potatoes in the all. Love that. Just ignore a whole vowel. But again, as I said to the gentleman from Germany when he was here, I appreciate anybody with an accent because I didn't get one. I think I have some of the correct element. These are the old style element caps on here. Hey, Miata Commander with the 5. I almost missed it. It would have shot right by. The Vanquish crowd, I don't know if I'd go so far as to say the Vanquish crowd is weird. What you get, think of it this way. If you think of it in sideways terms, think of the Vanquish people the same way you would think about people who are, and I'm comfortable in saying this, about people who are too into sports. Think about that. Like, their team can do no wrong, and by extension, your team sucks. This is a fairly common thread. Now, you can't fault those people. We don't know what happened in their lives. We don't know why their fandom is that deep and wide, right?
Wearing a jersey with another man's name on it.
It's irrational at best, but generally innocuous, because I can say this smooth-brained and hypocritically. These rear lowers are double bend. They're double bent. And that is how that I have always done them. I don't know if that's right. Is that right? Should they go up first and then down? Are they upside down? I don't know. That's how we're going to put them on there, because we're probably going to get the wheelbase wrong. We're going to have to do it again. So I can say this with full, wonderful, delightful hypocrisy, because I'm a baseball fan. I've been a baseball guy since I was young, quite young, and a Chicago Cubs fan to boot, which is just a lifetime of punishment. But as a sports fan, I have teams I don't like. I think there are probably as many people out there that hate the Yankees as people that like the Yankees. Which is that any weirder or less weird than being an overwhelming fan of something? Like, if you are a devotee, is it weirder for someone to be a blind, abject follower of Vanquish versus someone that just, well, Traxxas would be a better one, because there are people that are like, I'd never buy a damn Traxxas, bunch of trash, and have never owned a Traxxas in their lives, right? So that is their opinion, right? And it is not an informed one. If you had owned one, I've owned more than one Yokomo in my life. Yokomo makes Fabergé eggs that look like cars. If you look at them sideways, they will break. Yokomos are designed for people who not only know how to drive, but know how to drive well. And if you don't drive well, the Yokomo will punish you for this by breaking. And then you will feel bad. And you'll have to order parts for it from Japan, and then wait for them, and then put it together, and then hopefully the next time you drive it, you will be better. I don't hate Yokomo for that. Make race vehicles. If you drive an associated insert alphanumeric gobbledygook here, and you break it, yeah, you just drove a race car. Race cars are designed to go from this point to this point, and or this hand on the clock to this hand on the clock, as fast as possible. That's all. So they break all the time. Rock crawlers are not that. We're out there to just drive around on rocks like children. And I have a different set of expectations with our helmets on. We need the helmets to protect our smooth brains. These are not the correct rod ends, but they will hold it in place until I can get an upper link. Is that right, or is that upside down? I don't know. Because, ooh, this is way oversprung for this. I mean, there's no weight on it at all. But it's good enough. Should it go the other way? I don't know. I don't like double bends. The problem is the double bends were the right length. Were they? Did I get 140? They upside down. Okay. It's easy to fix. Yeah, they're like 140, actually 145. So we're probably about 5 millimeters too far back. But
What body is that?
Sendero HD.
Is it new?
Oh, they've been out a couple of years. That's the one called the Titanium. They have a black one and a Titanium, and the Titanium one cost half what the black one did.
Makes sense.
Makes perfect sense. Makes absolutely perfect sense. I think the problem that they're going to run into, and by they I mean we, and by we I mean us, is that I'm just going to build this thing. Is all of the element stuff is basically like this body is built for a shock that goes straight up and down. So it basically wants the axle right there, and I've already pushed the axle back to there. I'm not married to it. I'm not committed. Plus, if we get another 5 millimeters back, it's just going to make it more stable. Maybe we'll just build it to 330. I like a 330. I have more bodies. Can I get this thing to sit where I would like? I should have pulled the springs off. That's what I should have done. I should have done a lot of things. Yeah, it's like 140. Which is what I set out to do before. It's problematic. Did somebody it was moving. I despise the Cowboys. You mean like that? Yeah, exactly like that. But I mean, you could, from what I understand, tangentially about football, you can hate a football team for a lot of reasons, not specifically about the players or the team themselves. You can hate the owner. You can hate the way they operate in the city. There's a lot of things. I can kind of understand that. Plus, there seems to be more people that hate the Cowboys than like the Cowboys. So it's like you're in company. Cubs and Cowboys fans, very similar. Yeah, I'm not going to disagree. I've been a Cubs fan for 40 years. We're hoping for them to get better, and then they mostly don't. We won the World Series in 2016, which means all Cub fans can die happy because they went 100 years and change. We went over 100 years without winning the World Series, so we won one, and that's all we really need. I don't want to be a Yankees fan or a Dodger fan. I feel about the Dodgers the way most people feel about the Cowboys. I hate the Dodgers. I didn't need any additional reasons to hate the Los Angeles Dodgers. And then they started down the route of the deferred payroll. Oh my God. Guys. I need to sit down. I lost this driver like 5 days ago. And I've been looking for this for like 5 days. I thought I just dropped it or something. No. I scooped it up in a handful of links and I threw it back in the link box. Feels good, man. Feels good, man. Yeah, and also the Dodgers stealing every single player from everybody. Like they're trying to build some sort of super team, and then they've got that half a game lead over the San Diego Padres that have 1/16 of their budget. Couldn't happen to a better team. Tractors could sell plenty of TRX for sport kits if they just bring them back. Yeah, I don't think they will. Sport Kit was the best thing they sold because it was an excellent platform to start from. And then they just up and decided, yeah, we're not going to do that anymore. Got to pop out back and get coal in. I think he means that literally. I think he's literally putting coal in something. which is crazy because it's like 78 degrees inside here, and it claims to be cooler than that outside, but I don't believe it. Any suggestions for how to get the parts of a stuck TRX4 portal box apart? I've got one that the gears and bearings seem to be almost welded together. I would remove the box from the vehicle first, if you haven't already done that. Take all the screws out of the box, place it on a surface that is knockable, and then I would try to tap from the outside of the stub axle to try to see if I can drive the stuff out. If you've already tried that, then what did you do? What were you doing? Thanks for deep diving into the mullet building video. I did build 1 year and nailed that response video. It's so lazy. As a company, if a person wants to do that, to try out a mullet, go for it. But you will eventually find yourself looking for another alternative so that you don't have to run your pinion flipped upside down. Which, if Mias does indeed sell axles singularly, you could just buy a single Mias nylon portal, put it in the back, and you'd be done. Do the same thing, but the pinion would be high. With the Go Dodgers. Boo! We'll be back in here like 3. We'll almost be done by 3. Finding the tool that was causing you to question your sanity is a priceless feeling. Yeah. I was like, it was just here. I want to see a sport kit, not electronics, or body for around $250. I think they would sell like crazy. Yeah. They need a slider. It's a real shame they didn't do a reverse output VFD. And with the way the back of the VFD is, they could have. Oh, Erwin was here? I missed him. Go till 4 p.m. today, so I've got more time watching. I chased my breakfast with a blueberry muffin. There was one blueberry muffin from Costco left in the fridge, and I ate it because I didn't want it to go bad. And then when lunchtime came up, I eat lunch at 11. When lunchtime came up, I wasn't hungry, so I didn't eat. So by 3:30, I'm going to be starving because smooth belly, smooth brain. I got to get my farmer boys today. I hate the new Costco muffins. They're not as flavorful as the old ones. I'll agree with you on that. I like that I don't have to buy 2 packages because it's me and the tall one are the only ones that eat the muffins, and we would never be able to get through all of them before they went bad. We'll be tempted to... So, Hizzy, they will for sure have a clear Pathfinder. I don't think Traxxas, at least not that I can think of, has ever done a body that they didn't also offer a clear version. It will not be cost efficient to put it together, but they'll have it. I know, I built a Defender from pieces. That's what's on Gate Rover. And by the time you're done, you've spent like $200. But if Traxxas... Oh, man, those are 7s. If Traxxas doesn't offer a clear version, I would be genuinely surprised. That's just more revenue for them, you know? Are they making new TRX4 models? No. Costco Bakery hasn't been very flavorful, as I remember. It's hit and miss. I like their... it feels like once a year. You know, they do those big bar cakes at Costco, those big bar cakes. About once a year, they do a tiramisu cake. Oh my God. It's so good. I could eat half of that cake in one sitting and put myself into a coma. So I have to, I allow myself a 1-inch slice at a time is all. And oh, it's so good. So, Maybe those are made off-site. I don't know. They've always done good with the bread and the croissant. Croissant. Everybody love a croissant. Haven't made it fun of the French in a while. Come on. Come on. Come on. Don't be that way. Is that not a 7? Oh, Hugo's back. Okay. All right, everybody return to what we were talking about before. Oh, Charles Hurley, a bag of grapes is not lunch. Charles Hurley is going full girl dinner. You can't just eat a bag of grapes. You're going to make your belly unhappy. You're going to get grumbly tumbly from too much fruit sugar all at once. I would be in a bad place if I ate a whole bag of grapes in one sitting. Chiquita. Oh, we keep hitting him with Consuela, and he really hates Consuela. Son of a crap. Is that a 140? I'm not even measuring them, you know? Just doing it and then throwing them together. I think we can hack it. Which is... Yeah, that's 140 dead, man. Yeah. We don't know enough about the names for our name choices to get better. Went to Red Robin for the first time in a while. It was worth it. Red Robin's biggest failing right now, as far as I'm concerned, is they've gotten insanely expensive. Now, this is California, so you might not have the same thing that out there that we have here, which is food employees now make $20 an hour, and they definitely don't pass on. They definitely do pass that on to the customer, because just the burger and fries at Red Robin will routinely be $20, $21. It's a lot. Yeah, it's like 2 millimeters, 3 millimeters worth. That's where I want to be, right there. Oh, somebody said these links are upside down, right? I need to flip those. These links are completely wrong. I think all of them are wrong. Those Enduro 3M rock lights are really bright. Goodbye for $10. Heck yeah. I just bought some myself. Where's the raccoon? I don't know. I haven't seen the raccoon in a minute. Is Consuela's brain smooth? Does she like muffins? Are you saying that I'm Consuela? I had my first official after work with my work group. Having friends as workmates is amazing, man. Oh. Hugo better watch out. He's going to warm all of our icy, frozen hearts. Because we don't remember those sensations anymore, because we're all ancient. All right, let me flip these. Let me flip these and see how I feel about it. I do like an arbitrary wheelbase. So that's what we'll do. What is the, does anybody know, what is the wheelbase on the Vanquish Mullet? What did they go with? I'm curious because it is conspicuously a cab only. If you don't bring your Mullet to Proline, I will definitely be disappointed. I did build it wrong. And if you think about it, there's a strength in knowing that you're an idiot. The danger is when you don't know. You don't want to Dunning-Kruger yourself. Wait, now I forgot. Oh man. Does this go to the front? That goes to the front, right? That goes to the front. There are people in the workplace that will throw you under the bus in a heartbeat. Yes. That is true. Bring only J-Concepts tires and bodies to Proline by the Fire. Oh my god, am I doing that? Kind of.
Doing what?
Somebody said I should only take J-Concepts stuff to Proline by the Fire. No Proline.
We're doing that.
Yeah. All 3 rigs I'm taking are all J-Concepts tires.
Yeah.
Jolly Green is a J-Concepts body. Yeah. Okay, good. All right. Okay. At least I didn't assemble the links over the axle this time, which I have done before. So, baby steps. Link Olympics. Everybody loves making the same link. Let's see how far I can get this driver insert in by hand with the Gorilla Grip. Oh, all the way. I mean, handles. That's why it tickles me when they're like, oh, we'll just make the handle smaller so you can't put more torque on it. Nice try. I can tighten a lid down on a jar so tight I can't get the lid off. Which is mysteries of physics, I think. I wish I had $1 for every hour you'd spent making links. Man, you could afford to eat at a Five Guys if you had that kind of money. That is saying something. I think Five Guys cost more than Red Robin nowadays. Well, I did it, guys. I put one on forward and one on backward. That's awesome.
They won't notice.
Nobody will notice. No. Hey, you want to see me? You want to see me vanquish some links? Look at this. Look at this wavy crinkle. Okay, this one is correct, and this one is incorrect. Correct?
That will protect your drive line on the...
This is correct. This is the driver's side, and this is correct. And this is one, and this is incorrect. Okay, good. So I have to change the hollow balls. I got to flip the hollow balls around because it's an element skid. So I'm 7.5 at one side and 7 at the other. So I tried to do it without changing. Driver's side correct. Good. Okay. Well, now I'm officially... So see, what I got to do is I got to pop all these out. I'm committed to these links now because we've had to do it 5 times. Yeah. Where is it? We're talking about food and prices. Is it true that seafood's usually cheaper closer to the coast? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Come on over here. Come on over here. I can take you to a place in Newport Beach, California, where they caught the fish right around the corner, and the price... Oh, I did this whole thing backwards. I did this whole thing backwards. Yeah, okay. This is a double bent issue. Yeah, Sputter Crawler is 100% right. The seafood is better closer to the coast. But it's definitely not cheaper. Also, in my defense, and this is a small defense, but trying to do this while looking to your right every 10 seconds is not conducive to getting it done. I will tell you that. Because if I stop looking at chat, next thing I know, I'll be 50 messages behind. That's why stuff built in the live stream takes about, it's probably 3 times as long. What hollow ball is that? I'm surprised that fit. Okay, but I have one side on semi-properly. There. There. Oh, Sfax is headed off to where Sfax goes. And I'm going to keep Link Olympicing until, I mean, how thankful am I that I decided to do the rear first this time? And by decided, I mean just arbitrarily start grabbing stuff. If I'd had to do this on the front, that would be less good. Yeah, there was one hollow ball that was just a completely different size. Jeez. That one was tight. And we're going to have to change usually half the links. You usually end up changing half the links because we won't know what hole position the rear is going to prefer in terms of anti-squat value. Because it's a mullet. I think I run quite a bit of separation on my other mullets. We're going to be going a class 2 tire, I figure. Try to roll under the keyboard. Ooh, Borderlands theme would be great. That's a good call. I hope I have a cab of some sort here that I can use. It's just going to be easier to mullet it, to cab it. Then I can run free with whatever wheelbase I want. I don't even remember what wheelbase is on the guy who's sitting over here out of frame. I just know that it's basically a BRD carbon, which is what it started as. Oh my God, you're driving me up the wall. Nothing will stay together. Everything falls apart in the end. Sounds like a song from the 1980s. I think I'm thinking Love Will Tear Us Apart. Yeah. Love will tear. How did I do it again? Honest to God. I'm over it, guys. I'm over it. It's just going to be another hour of me flipping this link around over and over again. I feel like I'm losing. I've clearly taken crazy pills. I looked right at it. I think the rod ends are facing the wrong direction. MKRC Builds? Was MKRC Builds in here? Links have definitely made my brain smooth. Oh man, my fan's not on. I'm so hot. Well, it doesn't have a switch or anything.
Oh.
It's for like a gazebo.
I like the light in it.
Doesn't do anything. If you turn the light off, watch. It does not change the amount of light in the room at all.
Turn the other ones off and leave that one on.
They're all on the same master, so it'll turn them off too. This time he's getting it right. Right there. Right there. I felt like I was trying to talk myself up that time. Oh, yeah. MKRC Builds is indeed there. What do you need to ask him? I might have it, actually. The gentleman who is here is also building up an FJ40. And he's going to need some stuff. Because I showed him that you do the cut-down doors, the ones on Nigel. And he wants cut-down doors similar to the one on Nigel, but without the cut. Basically just a straight down. Know what I'm saying? Picking up what I'm putting down? Yeah, just like it goes from where the base of the windshield right to the top of where the body comes off. Just because he has an actual one. So help me God, if I pick this thing up and the links are facing the wrong direction, we're just stopping. We're just stopping. Use the military cab. If this, oh yeah. That'd be very truckster. They look right to me now, sort of. Yeah, thank God. Oh, jeez. So the whole problem here was this is crinkled and these are angled and that's a 7.5 and that's a 7. So I did this to myself, as I pointed out, 7.5, 7, angled, double bent, and now there we are. And is that correct? Pinion angle looks right. I think I got that. Can you tell that the upper links are not the correct length? They are not. That's off enough that I could probably thread them down and go to the shorter link spot. What are we looking at? Oh. It might be all right. It might be all right. It might be all right. Like, this is clearly... So the 10 Pro is clearly supposed to have the axle. Why that double bend? Because they were the right length. What color filament, he asks. Well, you're painting it, right?
Red.
But I mean, if it's like... Whatever, the filament's not going to match the paint. Red. But probably, painting red over red? Yeah, red. He says red. Red, because it's going to be painted red. Why the double bend? Because they appear to be the correct length. Every link building process turns rapidly into a Link Olympics because you never know if it's going to be right. And more often than not, it is not. So we press on like the nails. Hope for the best. Did you see my comment about pick and members about links? I've mentioned before, certainly, that I cannot have Discord open on the same computer that is running the stream because Discord will devour all available resources. Time zones are a scam by Big Train. That's true. Jiminy Christmas. Oh, he just runs them sideways. Yeah, okay. All right. That makes sense. You could have just said I run them sideways. Those double... Is there a members Discord? Yes, there is. There absolutely is. Now I'm getting distracted by multiple things.
Yeah, tell them to hold that thought. We'll send a picture of the angles.
This time we're going to start off by using the shocks to place the front axle. It's not going to help. I'm really surprised you haven't gotten a cease and desist letter in your email yet. I haven't said anything untrue. Can't tell people to stop saying the truth.
Really?
I mean, you can. Sure, you absolutely can. I will not be silenced. Come get it out of my cold, dead hands. Well, also a cease and desist. Anything else? And should I just send them to you? Probably. Yeah, just send them to me. He lives in Arizona. The stuff would probably light on fire in transit. Although it's, summer's over now, ish. Under 100 now?
Yeah, we're good. Light switch went off.
So, yeah, somebody flipped the switch and turned off summer. Mm-hmm. The other Arizona people anybody heard from Right Cross? No, I haven't seen him since live stream before last. Since the incident. In which, not to dig it up, but they were giving out a bunch of gifted memberships, which is what the channel runs on. And he made the statement that the channel used to be like tighter knit and or whatever. Like I don't know specifically what the crux of it was. I don't know what the point of it was, but he was uncomfortable with the membership gifting or whatever. I don't know. It's how we buy crap for the channel. Oh. So this is what he's looking for. This is a real one. This is a real one. And it just kind of goes zoop, and then it goes down and then straight. See that flat line right above the belt line? So just like that. Oh, it's starting to go dim. It's starting to go dim. And it's brightening back up. There you go. So just like that, without the deep cut in it. How do I get to that picture of when it was young?
It's not on there.
Is that a different phone?
No, it's on a different feed.
Jeez. Just gonna go off of randomness. Establish randomness. Change the caps. So when it was young, is that or is that not the most RC car looking real car that you've ever seen? Like that's absurd. Look at that. You'd be like, it's like he built a high trail. And then he took it and he had it cut apart and made 2 feet longer. I mean, right? Right? What? That is very red too. I didn't know it was like full blown fire engine red.
Yeah, it would cost too much to change it.
Tell him that thing is sweet. Do you have a special container to keep all your hand tools, shock pliers, etc., that you just frequently use, or just a regular toolbox? Let me unbolt this over. So here is upside down. Here is right side. Here is upside down. Right side up. Upside down. It's upside down. Don't worry. There's where all my tools live, and that thing right there. Oh, this is messing with my head. That's like a video game that's not on inverted. Yeah, so they're right here in a tool thing, and then I have all my old tools. So like I got like old Intigi drivers and Weeha nut drivers, and I have them in this cool. I'm doing the thing again. I'm going to try to describe something by waving my hands instead of getting the thing that I'm talking about. So I'm pretty sure they don't still make these. As a matter of fact, I'm positive that they don't still make these. But I have had this thing for a hot minute. It's called a lift and lock. And as you can tell by it, like, It's got, okay, Novak's not around anymore. Lunsford's not around anymore. URC's not around anymore. There's a lot of stickers on here that aren't around anymore. You go like this, and it's closed and locked, and these don't open. And then when you go like this, it opens, and it has a top, and you can put stuff in there. You can fit a couple radios in there. And then the drawers come out, and I keep all of my extra driver bits and stuff in there. And then I've got things like scissors and flush cutters and shock pliers. And then in the bottom, I have all my drivers and stuff. So this is the thing that I've started taking with me in the car because I've been stranding. Like, I've stranded the wife's vehicle twice, and my goal is to not strand her vehicle again. I don't know why they stopped making this thing, because it's awesome. And when it's in the carry handle position, they're also locked. The lift and lock, which I bought so long ago that I can't remember. It's great. Just don't put it in the car with the handle here. Put it in the car with the handle here. Otherwise, everything will open up and it will just barf its guts all over the inside of the car. But, I mean,
yeah.
It's just a really cool tackle box that is definitely more oriented towards...
Was it RC specific or just something?
I found out about it on the URC forums.
Oh, okay.
Somebody mentioned it, and I was like, that looks really cool. And I think it was like $40. And I have had it, well, I mean, how long is, somebody in there will know, how long has URC, Ultimate RC Forums, been gone? 10 years? 15 years? So I've had that thing here for, since the Slash days. He wasn't even born yet. Wasn't even born yet. Because he's just a wee babby. Okay, right about there. Now, we got to measure it. We got to make sure that that's not too far forward. Because what we don't want is a 145 front lower. And that would be even longer. Oh my goodness. Okay, we got to put it in a point where we're not feeding a servo. The guy from the UK that's built a bunch of FJs, he said so he did a cab cut where he made it into like a truckster with the bed on the back.
Right.
He said doing that was a nightmare. How am I going to do an extended one now?
It's a bitch.
Just think, you would have to cut and weld rails to extend that, and then cut a piece of a chassis out and extend it. Oh my God. It would be so bad.
Because the frame rails go up and out at the same time.
But it would be so cool
to
have a stretched FJ40. Who would do that, though? That's crazy. It's crazy. Does the 10 Pro axle usually stand that far up? I guess. We can lean it back a little more. I'm just trying to get some link separation. Geez, it's about 120. And that 120, those front shocks are, I mean, I can lean them back a little bit. We're almost getting into shock key territory. And we are, oh well. I apologize to no one. It has been decided. So we need a front lower right about, get in there. It's 120. Right about 120. 330 wheelbase. He said the thing. 330 wheelbase. We're going to stretch my wife's Ford Excursion to 6 doors.
That's a lot more work.
Vanquish meat glazers. I've never read the phrase meat glazer before. And it's amazing. Meat glazers will hate on the double bent rear lowers. The long is lower than the pinion. Yeah. Meat glazer is... tremendous. Absolutely tremendous. Let's say, for purposes of accuracy, we have to put a Vanquish. We have to put Vanquish drive shafts on it. It wouldn't be right if it didn't. So 120 front lowers, and then we'll determine the front uppers after it's set. And the shocks need as much or more addressing as anything else out here. But what we'll have done, theoretically, is we'll have cobble smashed something together out of literally crap lying around. Looking at it right now, don't think we can fit a fusion. Because I put the center drive shaft at it's got a little bit of a squidgy angle. Someone asked earlier, what's a good chassis for a Tulo? And I think my brain just forgot it. And the answer is the high-low fits it, but that gearbox is a nightmare. It doesn't like anything. But what we have done is, oh no, I would love, honestly, I don't even know if I'll run a high clearance link. I'll probably just find a straight link. That's right. That drive shaft isn't the correct length. None of this stuff is correct. We got to swap the caps. We got to completely rebuild the shocks. Let's get links under it to start. Let's do that, shall we? And we're not married to any particular link for the front. We just know that we need a link shoulder to shoulder about 80 millimeters. Should not be that hard to find. What are you looking for?
How big are those tires?
575. Big boys. Full boys.
This is what I have now. These Mickey Thompsons. These are tough, I guess.
Yeah. Same. What'd I say? 80? Which means I'm going to find every 90 I have. I think a cool thing to be made is a Schwimmen wagon. Schwimmen wagon would be cool. 85. 75. 75. 75. Just going to stop saying it now because I'm just going to keep picking up 75s. 85. So all the elements are either 75 or 85. Not surprising that our current skid is uncooperative. Now we need to find one. That's a 77. Look at these big boys. 85. Jeez. 82. Oh, man. This takes me back to the last time that I had to do this. Is that 100?
Where's your little link scaler thing, lengthener, shortener? Or see if they're the same size.
The link lengthener?
No, what's it called? We put them back on to make sure they're the same length. That little gadget.
I found the rear lowers that I should have had. I found the rear lowers that I should have had. They were on the other side of the box. Look at that high link. That's a weird one. No, he didn't. Steve Turner dropped a 50 again. Gift memberships. 50. He's done it twice. Mr. Turner, did you... Like, did he lottery or something? Like,
are there 50 people in here that aren't members?
No, it's all green.
What happens then?
It gives them out to basically anybody that is subscribed to the channel.
Okay.
So I'm seeing names that I've seen before, and I'm also seeing names that I've never seen before. No Lotto, just wanted to, LOL. That's wild. The picture of, we call it the sawtooth, because Friday comes and they gift a bunch of members, and it goes up, and then it's like that until the gift membership expires, and then it goes down again, and then it's flat for that week, and it goes back up again, because when you give a month of membership, you give 28 days.
Right.
So the peaks and valleys always have these little flat teeth on them, because the 3 days of the month. Right. So it goes up, and it just goes over and over. And because of that amount of gifting, there's going to be this huge spike of a tooth. Then it's going to go over, and then it's going to fall. It's just going to fall like a rocket towards the ground. But gentlemen like Mr. Turner and all of the contributors of today are genuinely, well and truly, the people who are keeping the channel going. How do guest memberships work? What do they cost for each one you send out?
Just hang out here. You get one.
No, I think he's meaning like if he wants to gift a membership. I think they're $2.99 each. I think they changed my pricing. They changed my pricing. When I first started, my membership tiers were like $1.99, $2.99, $3.99, or $4.99, something like that. Now I think they go $2.99, $4.99, $7.99, something like that. I didn't set the prices to that.
Yeah.
I don't remember. I think you set the prices when you initiate the membership program. I don't know how you change the membership tiers, like change the pricing, because I always thought it would be funny to just put in one membership tier that said like $900 just to see if somebody buys one.
Right.
I think we have to build something for Steve. We can.
You'd be a car payment.
We can build him a mullet. Can Mr. Red FJ from Arizona see the Discord? I don't think he Discords.
I don't know how.
Yeah, it's $4.99 for each one. So that dude spent a rig today.
Mine's 7.
Well, you're the top tier one.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. For some reason, you gift the middle one. It is still dropping the gift ones from him because now I think it's like starting to look for people.
Yeah.
How do you send and receive the gifts? I can't. Because no, don't build me anything. Just keep doing your thing. I'm comfortable where I am. Thanks anyway. That's the nicest rejection of a build that I've ever heard. He's like, nah, thanks and all. Yeah. Well, no, Miata Commuter is very much in that crowd as well. Miata Commuter has come up on the wheel a couple times and they go, nah, I don't want it. Because they're a boom racing, class 1, tiny tires, leaf springs on everything. They would not want this. They would not want a mullet.
I don't blame them.
He wouldn't want a mullet either. So, oh, by the way, yeah, it's 2:30. We got an hour to go. Let me show you. Yeah, they're loading it all super slow. Let me show you what the last festival, the one that apparently made Mr. Cross leave, 150 channel memberships today. Yeah, that's way above. That's way above. So
yeah, like I said, I mean, what if they can't?
I can't unbox because we have to save that for the video. But I told you I was ordering it, and I ordered it. So this will be this might be Sunday that this goes up, and as you can see, it's still got the tapes on it. We haven't even opened it up yet. So yeah, and now basically, Mr. Turner has bought a rig. So I will be trying to figure out, it ain't going to be a Vanquish mullet. We will be buying something, a kit or an RTR or something to go through the testing. All you know for sure is that it won't be a Vanquish mullet. That's all we know for sure. There will be the full unboxing in the video because if it says Coyote Unboxing, it will lure people. We've learned this. We have learned this. Okay, back to where I was. 100 and we need an 80 shoulder. 80 shoulder to shoulder. I was so excited about finding high clearance links so that I can replace the problematic ones. So 80 will be a 100 overall. Does that sound right? I already see in the box a bunch of 105s.
What's the Discord? I heard you talk about that.
So it's just like, think of like the forums of the olden times. And we just go on there and we talk about a bunch of dumb crap. Very little of it is actually like RC related content. But if somebody, like, if you had a question, like, what do I need to make this work? Someone on there will answer it like almost immediately. You'll have an answer. It's like a forum from the old days, but better. Because there's about 400 or so of us.
On Google?
There's an app called Discord.
Oh.
I posted in red FJ Cutnor to see if you can, and if he approves, he'll make them tonight. Look at this. See, this is what the Discord is about. Where did he say he posted it? Members? Nope. General? Nope. What
That's where I'd be.
What sub did you put him in? Because there's too much.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, we have it broken into sections.
I was gonna say, ask me
like tech questions, and I don't see it in general. Yeah, my most recent post in general is from 1 o'clock, so an hour and a half ago. Yeah, I don't see it in general. The Spaniard doesn't see it either. So it's not just me. Okay, I found a link. Now I just need to find another one. And that's the fun part. That's why we're here, right? So watch him fumble with links. Yeah, if I can swap these out to Elma, I'm going to do it to myself again. Ugh. Oh, there you go. More flat at the top of the furnace, just like that.
Yeah, you come down sharper, but a sharper down, but yeah, that's fine. That's close.
He says you can come down a little sharper, like have that flat come out a little farther and drop down sharper.
No, just come down. Just leave the flat as it is, but just a sharper down.
Oh, okay. So where that angle is, like have the flat part extend further forward. He says that's pretty close.
Yeah.
But you could just like he'd be all right with this.
Yeah, that's close enough. I need some Mickey Thompson tires now. I got rid of the Maxes.
What Mickey Thompson are you on?
Those.
Oh, on Baja Pros?
Yeah.
Well, XS, the small lug. Well, then you're in luck because that's Tusks.
Yeah.
Dang it. The bench was like full clean, as I do before each live, and now we've really unleashed.
It was clean in here.
We have unleashed the destructive force.
Damn you, Vanquish.
Because now we're in that same position that we were before, where we found one link that is like correct. Please let this be an 80 and not like an 82. God. Cool. Now where'd you set the... I'm gonna throw myself out a window. Okay. I think we're okay. It looked like it was at the center of the door in your photo. That's cut to the center of the door. Yeah, probably is, But I feel like what's lost in translation is that the door on a scale one and a door on a real one are probably not to the exact proper dimensions.
It's close enough.
He says it's close enough. What was I missing? I was not paying attention. Did you get enough gifting for the rig you wanted to buy? I sent one to contribute. We have well more than enough. This is more memberships that have ever been gifted in Alive. This is a lot.
It's probably still looking for people. Give it a moment.
Like, yeah, I don't even know if it's animated in all the 50s that he did. So, as per usual, it all goes right back into the shenanigans. That's how it operates. That is 120 dead. Yes! Sometimes, doesn't matter how smooth the brain is and how the water slides off, we can actually build a thing. We're building a thing. No, Swampers, you don't have to be a member to get into the Discord. You only have to be a member to get into the members only. The one that says members only but no sweet jackets. That's the only one that members have exclusive access to now. I'm considering adding another members section one, but I basically just want to use it for like updates and stuff, like how I try to remember to post the channel schedule up to members. I feel like if I do it where I'm doubling it, it'll remind me to do it more, because I'm trying to get into the mode of posting the members schedule every Monday, and then it's not that content's not ready, I just forget to do it. Like every week, I just forget to do it. I filmed shorts along with the flat toe when I had to flat toe Sheila, and posted them like 9 days later.
It's like in all your spare time.
I just completely forget. It just completely goes out of my head. And I mentioned in a video that hasn't shown up yet, I don't think. See? The wife was yelling at what I call him the small one, the big one. The wife was yelling at the small one and was like, you need to get out there and start helping your father manage the social media stuff. Cross-posting to TikTok, cross-posting to Instagram, all that stuff. And I was like, I didn't say a word. I'm like, let this happen. Because any one thing that I don't have to do would be absolutely great. Borderlands coming out has been both great and terrible for me, because I've already played 90 hours of a game that came out 2 weeks ago. But also, it is excellent at being what it is, which is a diversion. Because I come out here at 7 o'clock in the morning, and I usually go back in the house at 4. I take an hour for lunch, so I do 8 hours. I turned it into a job, and I didn't notice.
You said on a video you spend 7 to 8 hours on video games a day. I'm like, how?
After doing 7 to 8 hours of this.
There's not enough time in the day.
No, and then I sleep. Well, I sleep for 5 hours. That's the key.
The sleep part.
Yeah, if you sleep for 5 hours, you can do 8 hours of video games and 8 hours of toy cars stuff.
Wow.
And then that leaves, because at 8, 16, and 5 is 21, that leaves you 3 hours to eat and poop. Solid, done.
Oh, you get the whole schedule.
I got the whole schedule out. 8 hours of toy cars, 8 hours of video games, 5 hours of sleeping, 3 hours eating and pooping. Divide that more, like, hopefully, unless you're Chuck Hurley eating a whole bag of grapes for lunch, you're probably spending more time eating than you are pooping. Yeah. But I feel like Mr. Hurley is structuring his schedule such that it's poop intensive, let's call it.
Yeah, with the weather change, no more getting up at 2 in the morning to go to work.
Yeah, like plumbers and electricians.
Well, we gotta beat the heat.
Gotta beat the heat and be up for the sun. Yeah, but tell that to the lawn dudes. The lawn dude is out there at 1:30 in the afternoon.
Not my problem.
In a black long sleeve shirt, and you're like, that dude is hard. Oh, I had almost forgotten about the coffee drink, Mr. Hurley, and I need it. I need the coffee drink today. Not eating lunch before heading out here was the biggest mistake.
Yeah, what happened to the burritos?
Like somebody showed up and distracted me and threw my a whole schedule a tither. And
I'm a giver.
now here I am. Here I am hungry. The amount of hours of sleep is only as important as the quality. As my wife says, I need to clean my system out good with the grapes.
Download your system.
My wife says I don't sleep. She says my head touches the pillow and I die, and then I'm resurrected again in the morning.
I do the same thing.
She says she could full on just start viciously kicking me while I'm asleep, and she goes, nothing would happen. You wouldn't even react.
Never had a problem falling asleep.
Now, I don't think that that's explicitly true because Frank, the cat, wanted to be fed at 3 o'clock in the morning and not 5 in the morning like he usually is. So he was walking on the headboard of the bed, which is this narrow thing about that wide. Enough room to set a remote. But you can't set a remote there because the cats will knock them on your heads. So he was walking on there and he fell. And while I was asleep, his back foot went across my nose and into my mouth. And then he accelerated off of me because he startled himself. And I woke up. You ever had a cat jump out of your mouth while you're asleep? You will wake up extremely disoriented. And I did. And it really, it felt like somebody punched me in the face while I was asleep. So I was like, and the wife turns on the light and she's like, what happened? And I went like this, and it just comes back blood. My whole hand's covered in blood. And I'm like, I think somebody punched me in the face while I was asleep. And you're wrong, I did wake up.
I had mine walk across my face, and I woke up, freaked out, and I pushed him off the bed, and he went like this, and grabbed me right here on the way off the bed.
Cats. New red FJ door posted right under the last one. I'll be the judge of that. I'm right here, Face ID. Yeah, that's closer.
Perfect.
Yep. He has stated that the second one is perfect. You done did it. My strict schedule always gets interrupted by sporadic naps. I have a thing about naps. A nap is a specific action. I don't nap. I don't go sit down on the sofa or lay down in the bed to have a little sleep. I'm sitting in my chair, I'm watching a YouTube video, and then when I wake up, 25 minutes have passed. That's not a nap, that's not sleeping, that is passing out. Because it was unintentional and undesired. I'm like, and I only know how long I've been asleep by rewinding through the auto-played YouTube videos and counting the minutes of how long it was. But it seems to be about 25 minutes is how long I black out for. And it has nothing to do with 8 hours of video games and then sleeping 5 hours a night. Building up what I call the sleep deficit. There was some scientist lady was like, if you sleep less than 8 hours a night, you are operating at some level of impairment.
They say that.
They say that. And I'm like, well, then I've been operating at some level of impairment since I was 20 years old. Because I think I've slept 8 hours in a night once or twice in my life.
That explains a lot.
That does explain a lot. Guys, you need to sleep more. Because if you don't sleep enough, here's what happens. All of the creases in your brain will smooth over, and then you'll say bad things about Vanquish. So, be fair warned. Don't be like me. Steve Turner says, holy crap, I've been impaired for decades. Yeah, same.
It's true.
At least since the 90s. 8 hours of sleep. And here's the thing. If I tried for it, if I went and got in bed at 9 o'clock at night, which would mean that by 5 a.m. I'd gotten 8 hours, I will wake up ready to go at 2:30 in the morning. I might get an extra 30 minutes, but I will be wide awake. Because it doesn't matter how tired I am. None of that stuff matters. I wake up between 5:10 and 5:50 every day. If I go to bed at 2 in the morning, I'm waking up between 5:10 and 5:50. That's just how it is. Usually I roll over and my kid, the young one, set the clock when it hit daylight savings time, and they didn't realize it was on military time. So I wake up at 17:10, and I'm way too lazy to reset it. Yeah, Steve Turner, 5 to 5.5 hours. That's what it is. That's how it is.
You know, it's funny. In Arizona, we don't change our time.
Yeah.
But
We don't. We voted not to, and they still do it.
But it's still like we did because all the hours of the TV channels change. I mean,
Well, because the whole rest of the country.
right. So it's still like we did it.
That is a bit of a Pyrrhic victory. You won. You don't have to change your clocks.
Right.
Oh, all the TV shows did.
Yeah. So it still feels like we did.
The Spaniard, who's like, I don't know, just above being a fetus. He's got a job now, but he's like 20.
Nice.
Sleeping 7-8 hours a day. Works for L'Oreal,
Preference?
the cosmetics company.
Yeah. Preference by L'Oreal.
Preference by L'Oreal. I can only remember, like, maybe she's born with it, maybe it's Maybelline, but that's a different thing altogether. Aaron Schmidt's got it nailed. He says he can do 8 hours of sleep. It just takes him all week to get it.
Yeah.
that sounds accurate. Yeah, I can do 8 hours of sleep, spread over 2 days. Hey, Guy, listen, Guy. I don't know if Guy was here earlier, but earlier I laid out on the bench. This is why I say I don't want a Vanquish mullet. I laid it out across the bench. I have bought for myself 4 VRD carbons. 4 of them. This was a Trucks of Fortune. It's the reason that I've only ever bought 1 Trucks of Fortune, and I'm only ever going to buy 1 Trucks of Fortune. But then Phoenix. Like, I like Vanquish too. And in that pile are all the elements. TRX4 Sports, 10 Pro, Rift, 10.3 JLU.
Right.
Yeah. There is a Redcat Ascent manual in there. I neglected to send it off to the dude that I gave it to.
I'm afraid of Trucks of Fortune. Probably send me an optic.
You would get an optic. Mr. Woodham, I call him Mr. Woodham. Mr. Woodham of Alabama has done Trucks of Fortune more than once and owns 4 optics as a result. Once they released the optic, I was like, I'm never doing a Trucks of Fortune again because I will get an optic. That guy you called a smooth brain was the same one posting thesaurus words. Professor Thesaurus. Yeah, that guy's great. That guy's great. I just like Vanquish because they're so proud of themselves. There is this whole cachet thing going on where, like, it's above and beyond name recognition, and it's not great. It's not great. But they do make a nice rig. And at the same time, Vanquish, for every product Vanquish makes that I think you should buy, I feel like Vanquish makes a product that you shouldn't. This is going to be close to the edit, and I wouldn't have it any other way. Because this axle is fully non-adjustable, we are going to set pinion angle and let caster be damned. Because I'm a smooth brain, and I can do what I want. I am my own Dunning-Kruger, where I think I know more than I do, so let's just rock with it. Yeah. This selection of axles on this particular vehicle make for a real weird situation. Basically, the front lower and the front upper are the same length. I'm trying to get in tighter. I think it's going to be like 115. We're going to go with 115. But are you working on a Trucks of Fortune? Yes. This is absolutely Trucks of Fortune. I still have not found a reason to own any Vanquish. How dare you say I shouldn't buy something? I know. I'm not sure I would do a Trucks of Fortune just to get an RTR 4 dice. And
You're safe there.
And the chance is never zero.
Now they quit making them.
They stopped making the 4 dice?
Discontinued the 4 dice, yeah.
Is that confirmed? Is the 4 dice discontinued? Disco 4 dice?
No, discontinued.
It would not surprise. It would not surprise.
People are freaking out because they never got a 4 dice, so they're going to bring it
Oh,
back.
man. All right. The Origins and Trucks of Fortune stuff is just for the pickle smoochers. Pickle smoochers is diabolical. Oh my god. Might be one of my new favorite things. Pickle smoochers. Oh, and pickle smoochers and meat glazers are both.
Gazer.
No, he said glazer. So he's not just looking. They're shining it up. That's the next level. You're not just looking. You're shining it up. Oh, my goodness. You guys are the best. You guys are the best. The Vanquish army, the Vanquishites, they might think different. Let it be known. You guys are the best. The screw box is shockingly tidy. Oh, my friend. So, the black oxide bin, and we are all labeled. I just did shock springs, and I left empties for future rates. I'm not saying that there's any kind of component of something ain't right with that boy's smooth brain, but there's definitely something there. I'm not saying that we must have order, but I'm also saying that I don't not want order. So 70. We found one. Just need to find another. Oh, wait. Are these Vanquish lower 70s? Ooh. Ooh la la. Que c'est? Vidal Sassoon. Ooh la la. This is an endless struggle. Life is endless struggle. I found 2 links that are remarkably close together, but not quite the same. I don't like it. I don't like what's happening right now. The tidiness that exists in here does not take place on this bench. He'll be shipping out those doors tomorrow.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
How much?
He wants to know how much. Blue grease garglers. I think I managed to get all of my blue grease into one syringe. So if they want to stop by, oh, he says he can send them directly to you. How should he get what's the best way for him to get a hold of you? Because I'm not going to try to get him to figure out Discord. Yeah. He's still upset that I tricked him into getting a Radio Link radio because he's comfortable with his Spectrum. That's what you get when that's what you happens when you try to help somebody.
Well, no, it was because I had that remember that gyro thing that was in that
God.
thing we couldn't figure out.
Oh, that's another wonderful Proline by the Fire memory, where he was like, "I'm just gonna set this thing up," and I was like, "Is that a 6100 AT?" And he said, "Yes," and I said, "May God have mercy on your soul." And then he tried to disable that gyro, and then gave up and bought a radio to replace it. I've had a 6100 AT.
And then linked up to someone else up in the hills.
And then linked up to somebody in the hills. Oh, just give me your email. I have that. Heck no, not Spectrum. So I got a rig with Vanquish F10 straight axle. Is swapping to an SSD Diamond Pro front axle unnecessary? Yeah, basically. Yeah, it basically is. The F10 straight and the F10 portal are really well done. The Diamond Pro is excellent if you have AR-44s because it's going to give you control. It's going to put your control of caster back in your hands. The modular design is nice. I like the metal tubes with the composite centers. But if you're on F10 straights, I can't conceive of a reason to change them, especially to another straight. Oh, he said WTG, Mel, which is way to go. I think he saw WTH for what the hell, because that's the youths. That's how the youths. Oh wait, no, that was us that did all that. The Utes. The two Utes. I'm sorry, who? The two Utes. Oh, Chris Marchak is asking what Trucks of Fortune is. It's banking on getting more than your money's worth by ordering. Think of it as a mystery box. Did somebody say mystery box? You're buying a mystery box. So your chances of getting what you want diminish every time Vanquish does one, because now if you do a Trucks of Fortune this Christmas, you might get a mullet. So what you do is you look at their think of it like blind box. Think of it like the things that these little monkey men, these little elf men come out of, right? When you go to a place and you buy a blind box, here's what I did. I got that Luffy out of a blind box. When you go into one of those places, it's a hot thing, Pop Mart, places like that. When you go into that store and you pick up one of those boxes, you look at the side of it and you go, are there any of these I really don't want to get? And kind of the fun of it is the mystery of what's in the box, right? It's like buying packs of Pokemon cards. So if you see stuff that's not on there, if you see stuff that you don't want, maybe don't do it, right? So when you order from Vanquish, a Trucks of Fortune or Trucks of Freedom, depending on the time of the year, go to the Vanquish website and look at the current vehicles. If there are any vehicles in there that you don't want, bingo, maybe don't do it, because Murphy's Law says you're going to get the one that you don't want, because that's exactly what happened to me. I got the Falcon Phoenix, which was literally, at the time, there were still Pros and Ultras being given away that year. And I said the only one I don't want is the Falcon Phoenix.
You didn't say it loud enough.
I didn't say it loud enough. I didn't will it into being. Yeah, and then those guys are talking about, I think I got the limited edition this and the limited edition that. And I don't want to disappoint the Vanquish guys more than I already have. But my brain is pretty smooth, so you have to forgive me for that. Limited edition means something, right? Generally, it is expressed by inscribing a numeral of some sort on the back of it, okay? Places that do a little thing called Disneyana, which is Disney licensed crap. If you're into Disney shenanigans, that's good on you. I don't do Disney shenanigans. For some reason, I collect Luffy's. Anyway, Disney, we have known people that work at Disneyland because we live pretty close to Disneyland. And one of the guys worked at that big, what do they call it? There's a big store right at the front, the Mercantile or something like that, right at Main Street, right when you first walk into Disneyland. And you can get all the Disney crap in there. And they sell all of those things. Snow globes, all of the little figurines and the statues and all that crap. And when those arrive, they arrive all at once. A truck comes in and brings in the new snow globes and the figurines. And they have a sheet, the sale sheet. And it says, this is the day we start selling them, and this is the day we stop selling them. And on the day they stop selling them, all the guys get together when their shift is about to end, and they go out back and they spike all those snow globes into the dumpster and break all of them, because that's what it says on the sell sheet. That's what limited edition looks like. They only made 500, and if they don't sell all 500 by the date, they smash the crap out of all the rest of them, because it drives up the price of the ones that are still in circulation. They were numbered 1 to 500, and they're selling them at random. You might have number 436, and they might have smashed all of from 200 to 300. That is what limited edition looks like. Limited edition means we made this many and shall never make them again, and the ones that didn't get sold got smashed in the back of a dumpster. Some of them make it into their closet in the apartment that they live in Stanton. But that's a whole different thing. That's how you get a black market. But limited edition, presented to you as words from a company that makes items 1,000 at a time, is meaningless. I can say with confidence, my Jolly Green chassis is limited edition. Zoku has said that there's about 40 of them in total global circulation. 2 of them are in this building. So in the world, there are 38 of them. That is limited edition. You think when Vanquish gets their set of green wheels, they didn't get sold? Sometimes they don't get sold. You think when Vanquish does their limited edition green wheel, how many sets do we think? 200, 300, 400? Of just a wheel that they already make. If I have this wheel, right? Good old plain old 105, but I'm going to make these piss yellow. Limited edition, baby. Wow. It's just another 105. Limited edition are guys like Spec RC that are hand machining wheels one set at a time. There's a reason his wheels cost $350, because they came from one man's hands. He made those wheels. He didn't outsource them somewhere.
How many times these bands charge a premium for their farewell tour?
Exact. Farewell tour. Farewell tour number 7. Yeah. Yeah, why don't we see a limited edition with a special body that is painted like airbrush painted by... They used to do that. You used to be able to get those. Team Associated would have like the Mark Pavitas edition that would have the fucking airbrushed body. Look what you made me do. We're allowed one F-bomb. I dropped the full F-bomb in this. I don't F-bomb in live streams. Guys, I'm too wound up. I didn't eat lunch. I'm in a deficit. We've only got 22 minutes left. Does that mean the stuff I make is limited edition? Only if you say you're going to produce it until a certain date and then stop making it, then it's limited edition.
Or produce so many.
Otherwise, it's just boutique. It's just boutique. I am full hangry. I'm so hangry right now. I'm just going to clean up a little bit. Whew. I'm starting to get that like my head is hot. I have the fan blowing right on me and my head is hot. Whew. It's been too much Vanquish today. It really has. Because here's the thing. Here's the thing that the people, the pickle polishing meat glazers seem to miss out on. All right? I feel like I can state this about myself. I feel like I can say this, which is about the toy cars. I am, to a degree, passionate about it. Okay? When I see that kind of just disgusting laziness from a company, it makes me upset, because I don't like seeing companies go that route. because I am old enough now to where I've gotten to watch the things that I love die. I played paintball for 25 years. 25 years is no small investment. 25 years, and then I got to watch the entire hobby eat itself. And it ate itself because a giant conglomerate started gobbling. Wait, just in your mind, see if you can find parallels. A giant conglomerate came around and started gobbling up all of the little innovating companies. They went to Air Concepts Industries that made one of the first reasonably well-performing blowback markers. They bought that company and shuttered it. And then they would buy little local retailers like Scanline and shutter them. Do you see any parallels here? And what this did was this killed innovation. It killed it. And then all it was e-guns, because e-guns could be made for less and they could shoot more paint faster. And when you're dealing with an industry that has at its core a consumable, paint, you have to keep buying paint. We want you to shoot as much paint as fast as you can. Until 12-year-old little Jimmy shows up down at the walk-on field. Paintball looks super cool. I want to go try it. And they give him his rental coveralls and his rental piece of garbage gun, and he walks out on the field and he takes a 15 balls per second rope directly to the face. And then little Jimmy goes, you know what? This kind of sucks. And then he stops playing the game. And they did that to themselves. And the direct parallel is, I started slow toy cars 5 years ago, and you could get in for $250, $300. And now the pickle polishers are like, it's only $420, bro. I want to just string F-bombs together. Give me, not just one break, give me all of them. They have tricked you into lowering your expectations so far that you're willing to take whatever they give you. While we're deep into being French, let me continue a little further. While this is a little bit of an exaggeration, it is done for effect. I made a post on the Discord earlier that said, someone in one of the comments on the Mullet video said, you're always whining that they don't make kits, and then they give you a kit and you're still whining. You know what? No. That's a false equivalency. I said I want kits, not just because I want something to assemble. I want something that's okay. Like, give me something better than what you had before. Luckily, Axial hasn't been around long enough to start re-reing, or we're going to see the AX-10 Scorpion 2026 edition, and they won't even have changed anything. They'll just wheel out the same garbage, but now it will cost 3 times as much. So, yeah, I'm going to complain about it because this is your money. And most of the people that are in the line between your wallet and the product in your hand are lying to you, openly and actively. It has long been said that there is no truth in advertising, and that is no more true today than it has ever been. Because you can go and watch any video, and no one will say a single bad word about anything new. I've seen Scale Builders Guild a couple times come kind of close, like his defensive barrier was lowering, the shield was weakening, because he couldn't think of anything nice to say about the garbage that he was being asked to promote. But he soldiers through and he toes the company line, because if you don't keep saying that this is the best sliced bread to ever exist since they began slicing bread, then your stream is going to dry up. And you're going to have to go back to being a normie, I guess.
It's gonna be okay.
It's going to be okay. gonna be okay, you know. I also love any comment that says, take it easy, bro. It's just toy cars. And to that, gentlemen, I say, you are the exact type of person who will eat whatever they put on the plate in front of you. Don't ask questions. Don't make waves. Do as you're told. Be glad for what you've got. And then just in a benign, wonderful ignorance, just don't even pay attention to everything catching fire around you. There's no such thing as free. Because if you get something for free, the product is you. It's long been said, and that is true. And I never thought that I would get to a day where I could say, oh, that is true. He did hate the TF3. I never thought I'd see the day where we have people jumping to defense of companies in place of making sensible purchases, making purchases that make sense. Because I don't think I can emphasize it any harder than I already do. But some people, particularly the pickle people variety, am I just going to start calling the Vanquishites the pickle people? I feel like it's growing on me. It doesn't matter who they are. I am not a company. I'm a guy. So I don't view you as a commodity. Right? I don't want you to waste your money when there are better options. But a company, Vanquish, I'm sorry, Vanquish guys. A company doesn't care about you. A company doesn't care about you at all. A company's core concern is the bottom line. Because they need to keep the lights on. And that's understandable. But at a certain point, a company's core concern shifts from the bottom line once they've found out that they can maintain it. And then that focus shifts towards how wide can we grow the margins. Everybody can't be Traxxas. That's not a thing. Traxxas has been at it for 40 years. 40 years. And say what you will about Traxxas, they might not always lay golden eggs. But Traxxas has done as much for the RC hobby as any other company. And that's just a fact. Traxxas, love it or hate it, basically birthed the RTR movement, which did not exist prior to them. And while I am no great fan of RTRs, I do have to agree with the man at the end of the workbench that that is how you get people into the hobby. Now, if you hang around long enough, the hero will turn into the villain. And a TRX4 Pathfinder is $550. Little Jimmy took a 15 ball per second rope to the face. And he says, maybe I'll try out RC cars instead. And then he finds out that the gateway to entry is $550. This is not how you foster growth in your hobby. And Vanquish, it's not like they're cutting you a break. Oh, it's only $420, bro. When I did my Truck of Fortune and I got that loathsome Falcon body, which I wouldn't say anything bad about the Falcon body if it had been paint, but the blue part was stickers. Okay, anyway, the Falcon is apparently, that's my hot point. Oof. Don't let me talk about the Falcon. It made me deliciously forget my ramble. Oh, thank God. I don't want to go back.
The economy can be blamed for some of it.
The economy can be blamed for a lot of it, but when the Falcon Phoenix came out, the Pro and the Ultra were still options. Go back and look at what came on a Vanquish Pro, on a VS410 Pro. Only $350 in axles. You know, no big deal. No big deal. Was the gearbox all aluminum? Oh, yeah, it was. With machine gears throughout? Oh, yeah, that too. And people are defending the price. Oh, okay. I'm clicking on it, Hugo. Jeez. Awesome. I don't know where you found the picture, but I love it.
That's their picture. They call it business in the front, party in the back.
Oh, are those little briefcases in the front?
Briefcases and solo cups. That's how they're advertising it.
That is, to use a term that I think is accurate, we whip up a delightful portmanteau that I did not create myself, but it has been around. And it is the delightful mashup of pathetic and sad. It is pathetic-sad. And that mullet picture is, look at that drive shaft angle. Look at it with your eyes. Just look at it.
Well, get a side view.
It is, what is that thing in the middle? What is that? Is that like the body mount? Is that thing that looks like a carrier bearing the body mount? Hugo's blue, we can't ban him. Matt Ottman posting pics of wizards going out on pallets. They better be. I get cursed out this morning by a dude who said that the mullet was cheap AF and just because I can't afford it, I shouldn't knock it. Wow. It's bad and wrong. It's badong. Oh, he then proceeds to tell me about his optics slaying lines. That's like the guy in the comment that said the only RTRs he buys are RC four-wheel drive. And I was like, wow. Wow. Oh, share the screen for the people who can't see it. Can do. Isn't it truly something to behold? Do you get it? Do you get it? It's business in the front and it's party in the rear. Do you get it? Beautiful. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. I couldn't think of better. Gee, it's too bad we couldn't get our driveline higher, huh? You know, in the thing that I slapped together out of parts. Yeah, we're going to have to do some. So, I've already seen. This is why we got this far. This is why we got this far. And I feel pretty good about it. Link Olympics is going to happen again. Because I found element lowers to replace these. I need uppers. Well, I could just move back a hole. I don't know. We'll do something. Shocks need cleaned and rebuilt. If I go down to the lower hole, I can go to one of these holes here and we can get a better angle on the front shock. That's pretty vertical for me. But we are going to have to run high clearance links in the front turned on their sides because we can, no, we're not. We can get full compression and it doesn't hit the motor mount. But if you try to go up straight, it goes bonk. So, for a wobbly cobble, hobbledy gabble, it is pickle polishers. The pickle people. I'm just so on board with pickle people now. The Vanquish pickle people. Whoever it was, that was Steve, that was Mr. Turner, wasn't it? That is. To quote that guy, that's gold, Jerry. It's gold. Pickle people.
They came up with some good ones.
You know what? Because I don't think there were any of the full-blown Vanquish people. I think we did great. And that is the thing. That is the takeaway above all others that I want to be taken away. When the Vanquishites, when the pickle people When they hear me say bad things about the thing that they love, they think it's because I'm saying hateful things about the thing that they love. And I can all but guarantee that outside of just a couple of them, I have more Vanquish products in this building than they do in theirs. I literally just went through a part of a video series where I went through great lengths to install a VFD in my chassis. Didn't have to. Incepted myself into doing it. Ended up spending $500 to do it because I had to buy a carbon and a stubby kit. Now, all of those other parts will go into use into something else, but
Right.
nevertheless, the main purchase was $500. So, Hizzy from Hizzy's Hobbies over in the UK, he says, "Thank the gentleman with the stretched FJ for giving me the stupid idea of trying to make my own FMS version." Especially when you know that buying the whole, what they call the chassis, the bottom part of the body,
Right.
it's only like $35 or $40 to buy the whole bottom part of the body. And he's already got one. So then you just cut one up and you stretch it. And then you got to stretch chassis rails and the whole thing.
Well, since we didn't do anything with that yet.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Oh my God, a Pickle Rick figure in this mullet would make me poop my pants. I can get close. I do have this yodeling pickle, which, thank God the batteries died, because otherwise it would yodel for like 5 minutes. We need to... I mean, I'm sure I can probably find a Pickle Rick. Why not become a team driver and do comps so you get hella discounts on rigs? I have said that I was born without the competitive instinct. That is surprisingly smooth. Can I, do we think I can get wheel hexes on this in 3 minutes?
Time you?
No, that'll definitely make it worse. My mental art of focus today is already in the friggin' garbage. I don't know what I'm doing. I can't even tell where I am right now. I've gone past hangry, and I'm in like a weird floaty space that exists on the other side of it. I keep forgetting 30% front underdrive. This thing's going to be pretty slow. We're going to have to, I can 3D you a custom-sized pickle. I think we're going to need a pickle rick. Can we get an affiliate link for the yodeling pickle? Probably. Let me look. I'm sure my family got it off of Amazon. Although they might have found it at one of those little, oh no, there's multiple yodeling pickles, and some of them, oh, there's also a screaming pickle, but the Dr. Dingus yodeling pickle is much worse because it looks like an authentic pickle instead of like a cartoony pickle with a face, so it's kind of unsettling. I don't know what happened to the raccoon. Don't turn your eyes on that yodeling pickle, as it is truly the fuel of nightmares, and compare it to this one, which is very benign in its appearance. I don't know why they would go with biblically accurate pickle for their yodeling pickle. We slapping hexes. And I think I need to go to a Vanquish or similar up top. Uh-oh. Don't tell... Hugo! Hugo, her hand is on the wire! Where's the wire? No, there is no actual physical wire. It's It's a metaphysical. It's a metaphorical wire.
Uh-oh. I'm gonna do that thing that they do.
Oh no!
They do the
No!
When they scare the person.
No! I'm trying to get these two hexes put on.
Have you
Oh.
seen that stupid thing? Like the chick picks up the drill, but then she makes the sound, but she pokes the guy like someone.
Because the guy's always on like a ladder,
Yeah.
Oh.
So, yeah. So he thinks
and then she
she's
fakes that
drilling
she's
him.
drilling him in the back. Everyone says, "Howdy, Mrs. C."
My meeting ended early.
That's
Everyone kept asking where the raccoon was, and he said, "I went out to eat, you savages. I love the Friday Live, but God damn it, I enjoy fine food sometimes, not just trash." Okay.
That's where I disagree. Food is fuel. That's all it is.
It's okay to like things.
Yeah.
Just don't find yourself unconsciously graduating to foodie level, where you're like, "Oh, I only eat cheese made from Bavarian cows."
Yeah.
Oy. You know what? Sometimes a hot pocket out of the air fryer is pretty good.
Just throw the package away. Done. Move on your way.
You're keeping my dreams alive. If my wife will maybe, Mrs. C, you're keeping my dreams alive. If my wife will someday go in crawling with me, you're an inspiration. I'm telling you, it's got to be like you got to go out to the restaurant afterwards. There's got to be a hook. Oh my God, you could
That does help.
Oh, that's Mr. Man with with fire. You could connect an LED light controller to the pickle, so that when you toggle it, the pickle yodels.
That's the yodeling pickle.
The yodeling pickle. We've gone down a real rabbit hole today, where we've now started calling the Vanquish people the pickle people. It's a whole thing. It's a whole thing. Jerry the raccoon had Mexican, and he had lengua, so he's in
Oh, yeah. Yeah, Tom.
he's in real. Lengua is real.
That's tongue, right?
That is
Yeah.
tongue. Yeah.
Langua's
I don't like the texture. Just like with menudo, I don't like the texture of the tripe. It's too much like meat
It
gum.
doesn't have a bad texture. It's very tender.
Mm.
Yeah.
I'm a
good.
pozole man. I'm an albondigas man. I love a good seafood burrito. But I don't know. Texturally,
You didn't say abondigas and the sole white like you normally do.
If I didn't see it in the package first, maybe.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, no, usually you'll get it like in tacos and stuff like that, so you can't really tell. It doesn't look like a tongue. They chop it. They don't just throw a whole tongue.
I know, but you see it in the grocery store, in the package as a tongue, and it's like, no.
I'm gonna have to.
It's good.
I'm gonna have. What do I think of Rock Pirates? I don't think I've seen a video of you using one yet. Their pricing on their LCG stuff is too high for me, and their pricing on stuff like the bolt-on towers and whatnot, I can just make those. I don't have anything positive or negative to say about Rock Pirates. It's just I kind of do the same thing that they do. I do have one negative thing to say. I don't like that they use the full, like 4mm holes in the chassis, like fudge factor holes. Like instead of drilling a hole that fits tight on the fastener, all the holes are kind of oversized.
Right.
Probably because they're either water jetted that way or lasered that way. I like to, when I build an alloy chassis, I'm going to drill it and tap it so that I don't have to use lock nuts. Luxury. But like materials wise and construction wise, and even on their pricing, aside from like Rum Runner and stuff like that, I don't have a problem with any of it. A lot of the LCG stuff has been getting too expensive, way too expensive for kids. And I'm going to have to remath my math because this should be about 20%. And that is definitely the 30% of the front, but that rear looks like it's barely moving. That looks like 50%. I'm wondering, I didn't check. I'm wondering what gear is in here. I'm wondering what gear is in there. Because that is going way. Oh, I'm also wondering what gear is in there. There might be an underdrive gear in there.
In the transmission.
Yeah, no, in the gearbox.
Oh.
So that thing might be. We might still be at like 40%. I don't know. I just, like I said, I just grabbed. Oh, does Mrs. C like the LV stuff? She loves the look of the LV stuff. The problem is, you did way too good of a job on that, and that selection of Louis Vuitton luggage weighs a full pound.
Oh my gosh, it's so heavy.
It's so heavy. I handed it to her, and she went, "Oh, what? Oh my God! If we put that on the roof of a vehicle, the vehicle would just tip over." So he did.
It needs to be drilled out, I think.
He did amazing work on these, and what I think I'm gonna have to do is just. Like, are these 100% infill? I'm going to have to attack these with, like, Forstner bits and just drill these out. Because I know these had to have taken an eternity to print. And then I got to make, like, little handles to put on them.
Yeah, it does need handles.
Because I definitely want to put them on something, but, like, as they sit, the weight of these is crazy. And, yeah, I am definitely... That is definitely the 30% underdrive output to the front. This thing is just like clattering. Watch if I can hear it dragging that rear end. That thing is moving like I didn't. And I know I flipped that around. I know that's underdrive to the front. That thing is acting like 80% underdrive. Well, the bigger gear. You feed the bigger gear is underdrive, and the smaller gear is regular. That thing is barely moving. When that gear takes up, boom.
Well, that's not the problem. I mean, that's what you got to. Now comes the math in.
Well, I wouldn't have had to math, but I should have just pulled an element axle, and I should have looked at that TRX4 axle. I don't know what's in that TRX4 axle. I did this to myself. So it's. This is a lot. This is a lot.
I'd run it.
He's like, box it up.
Yeah.
Run it. We can do it in the lamest way possible. All we need is one object. We need a silver Sharpie. And we do smooth brain math. A guy in a comment this morning said I was smooth brained, so.
No. Oh, was that one of the guys who wasn't happy about
Yes.
the Redcat?
Okay, so then what we do is we go 1. And then that one's around once. 2. It's almost exactly 3 to 2.
3 to 2, that would be 30%.
Yeah, it doesn't look like
33%.
33%.
33 and a third.
That doesn't look like it's like dragging that rear end though.
Well, didn't we figure out the 20?
Oh, okay. If that's 33%, then there is definitely an underdrive gear in there because it should be 23%.
Right.
Or there's an 833 in here. One of these needs a gear change, which is easy to fix. I got to change all the links anyway. And we're going to make it work. Oh, we never mentioned it. It came from the Workbench Volume 66. That's number 66 right there. I guess it's Pickle Rick. I guess I'm going to have to find a cab, and we're going to have to put a cab on it, and we're going to have to paint it green.
Call it the smoocher.
And now I have an excuse, and now it's the smoocher, and we're going to put Pickle Rick in it, and now I have an excuse to buy some of those terrible green Trial wheels. And we can put the green Trials on there.
The limited editions?
The limited edition green Trial wheels. Oh, and the gentleman from the UK asks if you need any 10-inch figures for your FJ. Now, you don't run a roof, so the 10-inch figure isn't as important to you. But over there, they have what they call pound shops.
Uh-huh.
and they used to sell these 10-inch tall action figures, and that's what Nigel and Colin, my two guys, are.
Yeah.
And then the ladies are Jyn Erso from Star Wars. So it's still like 2016. So those figures are like 10 years old, and he can get a hold of these.
Okay.
And apparently he gets them for like 7 pounds, 9 pounds. Like gets them for like nothing.
Okay.
Whereas over here, the 10-inch figure basically does not exist. And the 10-inch figure is the correct size for the FJs.
I was wondering with
because they are like almost exactly 1/7 scale. So a Barbie is way too big because she's full 1/6 scale.
Right.
A Barbie goes in an SCX6.
Right.
And that's a lot bigger than our FJs.
I have one in my Jeep and it doesn't look right.
He says that would be wonderful if you could send one. So toss in another one with the ones you send to MKRC. That would be excellent. Yeah. And then we'll just send them all together. Right. So, we're well overdue. We're certainly well overdue. And I feel like we had a great time. Was a great time had by all? I feel like we did okay. Did I have these out of phase? Yes, I did. Okay. So a lot of the noise that was coming out of this was because I had the drive shaft out of phase. Yeah. It's a lot smoother now. It's still a tremendous amount of 33% is not hyper excessive.
Didn't we come to the conclusion that 21% is like the sweet spot?
The sweet spot, when he had his stance over here and we took the portal gears out, it just got better at everything. You take it from 38 to 21 and everything genuinely does get better. So things are going to get better. Question: do cows consider us milking them as a form of sexual harassment but can't do anything about it? I don't know. From my minimal knowledge of farms and farming, apparently you need to milk cows.
Or be in pain.
It is painful to a cow to not be milked. And then Super Nintendo said, only if you do it with your mouth.
I'm scarred.
Which is a perfect answer to an insane raccoon question. And I think it's perfect. I think we arrived at a fantastic place. I thank you so much for joining, everybody. I thank the bona fide, genuine lunatic, Mr. Turner, for absolutely, and everyone else combined. We had a great time. And you know what? It's proof that the pickle people, they don't gravitate over to the live stream, or at least they don't acknowledge that they did so. Because the moderators didn't have to bonk anybody. Nobody was mean. Nobody said bad things to nobody. We just did a toy car thing. And now the toy car thing is done. And I got a little bit hangry. And I installed links incorrectly multiple times. But I'll figure this thing out. Everybody have a great weekend. Tune in for all the usual things. I hope to have production done. You should have the quick view of the 10-3 Coyote on Sunday. Monday as a contingency. We will see. So thanks so much, everybody. I didn't even spin us in, but I'm going to spin us out. Thanks so much for joining us here in the candy. We'll see you in the next one. We did indeed. Oh, and Jerry the Raccoon got timed out for 86,000 seconds. He got the ban hammer again. End of every live stream, the raccoon gets the ban hammer because he asks for it.
Oh.
Every time. Literally, he says, please ban me. We will see you all in the next one. Thanks so much, everybody. We turn the sign to the non-flash, and so you can't tell. We mute it, and I will see you all in the next one.